All right. Oh, I want to make a video, but I don't want to make a video. But whatever. Once I start talking, it's pretty much on. Hit that record button. It's fucking 54 degrees or whatever. 57, I think, in New York. On February 10th, I open my windows. As soon as I open the fucking window, mosquitoes. This is crazy. I'm really starting to think these people do actually control the weather and shit. I heard every mosquito. It's kind of a crazy, quote unquote tinfoil thing, but I heard every mosquito actually has a barcode. You know, but they do say the truth is stranger than fiction. But yeah, man, this is wild for a day like this. Super Bowl, you got the Super Bowl. It is going to be an active weekend and week, I guess, because the Super Bowl's tomorrow, of course. You know how that is. All the normies got to come out in droves, buy their chicken wings and all that bullshit. Kansas City Chiefs. I just checked yesterday. Kansas City Chiefs versus the 49ers. My guy Tommy Sotomayor loves the 49ers. I think he used to play football in college. He comes from an athletic family. But yeah. You kind of knew that the Chiefs had to be in the Super Bowl because Taylor Swift is making so much money. I saw some numbers of like, the NFL had this many more viewers when Taylor Swift, because they obviously brokered the relationship with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, and apparently they really wanted to get Taylor Swift for the Super Bowl and all that. Like, Taylor Swift is super popular. She makes way more money than Beyonce even. And Beyonce is massive. Even, Beyonce is more talented in my opinion, which is why, you had the whole Kanye West controversy way back when. But, it's like they say, as a black person, you gotta be twice as good to get half as much. But, so I've never been a fan of Taylor Swift. I always thought she was the most overrated person on earth, but hey, she's white. she's white, and if it's all white, it's all right. But I don't have anything against her. She seems nice enough. She's not ugly. But it's like, damn, all that for her. That's crazy. Illuminati's real. But so is white worship. But yeah, man, she's making them a lot of money. Because it's always great when you have like the white woman who's willing to play the role of, the good girl and all that shit. Taylor Swift's obviously not a good girl. Like, she's been on the cock carousel. She has ridden that cock carousel, but unfortunately, she has a high enough stock that cock carousel is not going to break for her. It's never going to break. She's going to be really old before that cock carousel even begins to break. It depends on how she ages. We'll see, I guess. It also depends on her body count. Or I don't know if that matters too much, but in the circles that she moves in. But anyway, yeah, I'll probably watch it. We'll see. I might watch it. I'm not a football guy, but yeah, I'll probably watch it just for the spectacle. I watched the Super Bowl last year. I'm pretty sure. I can't even remember who played. I think the Chiefs and the Eagles or some shit. I don't know. But anyway, damn, I didn't even get started. I got a whole thing written here. I got about 50 minutes written here. I didn't even get started on it. But I wanted to say thank you to the people who've been donating. There's a John, there's a Renee. I don't know if you guys feel comfortable with me saying your name, but common enough names that I don't, I feel It's not a big deal. I'm not like invading your privacy or anything. But appreciate those donations. If you guys want to make donations, I'll just put it on the screen where you can do it. There's a little green button on my BitChute channel. That little chain, there's a little chain slightly to the top right of the green button. There's more links for Zelle and Cash App. I was gonna make a Stripe account. Too lazy to do that right now. And the green button is for PayPal. I wanted to make a subscribe star. Here we go with this bullshit. But with the honking outside. But yeah. If you guys want to do that, more than appreciated. I have to say I am proud of every single dollar that I make on this channel, because I know I'm not compromising who I am to make it. I always talk about that, you know. But yeah, anyways, maybe like a month ago, I went to go buy a 40 ounce at the liquor store. I pretty much only drink Everclear. Sometimes I do buy a 40 ounce to like buffer it out a little bit. I just realized I had my refrigerator on this whole time, and it's just so that background noise is gonna be in there. But whatever, I'll just do it in like the intro of the video. So I'll just leave it. Whatever. I'm too lazy for this bullshit. Getting too old, and I'm gonna get into me getting old and all that shit too. But yeah, I went to buy me a 40 ounce, and there's a liquor store. Well, not a liquor store, but it's like a corner store or a bodega, as some people call it. And I realized normies talk too much. I might have talked about this before. Again, I'm getting old. I'll probably start repeating myself. You know, that's what old people do. Normies talk too damn much, man, because it's always so crowded. I almost didn't even go into the store because it was so crowded. And it was early in the morning, and there was this woman. She's like, "Yeah, that's because they were judging me so hard when they saw me buying a 40 ounce this early in the morning." And this black woman was at the counter talking to the Arab dudes. They're always kissing up to the Arab dudes, because they're not black and they have curly hair. And she's like, "Oh, she kind of like chatting them up or whatever." And they're like, the Arab dude is like, "Oh, it's haram. It's haram. I wish we know." And I'm like, nobody's forcing you to sell alcohol, you piece of shit. It's like you're compromised. You are compromised. You compromise your entire belief system just to make money off of alcoholic niggas. You don't give a shit if it's haram or not. You don't care. And the black woman's like, "That's his thing. That's his thing." So I really appreciate that. She's like, that's just how he gets through his life. That's just what he needs to get through life. And I didn't say a word. I avoid talking to normies. I didn't say anything. I did not make eye contact. I just let them talk, and I just left it at that. I really just don't want to interact with these people. But I think I talked about the crazy bipolar, self-proclaimed bipolar chick that followed me up the block. I mean, it's just, people are crazy out here. I mean, I guess it's entertaining if nothing else. This is like one of the big drug centers of the city. So, and she invited me to church. I was actually gonna go. I think I'm pretty sure I talked about that already though. But she's like, "Oh, you look like Steve Urkel. I like Stefan. I don't like Steve Urkel." Shut the fuck up. But yeah, man. It's like, say what you want about me though. I've never subscribed to any belief system that tells me I can't have a fucking drink or sell alcohol. I'm not like that. I'm not a sadomasochist. I'm not going to deprive anybody of a drink or myself. And I'm not going to tell anybody else that they can't. It's that simple. So, yeah, man. Yeah. So, there's a creator called Marquette Devon Burton, and he is also known as the Saint and the Sinner. I do like his content. I used to not like him. I kind of went into that a little bit, but he made a funny I don't know what you could call it, a sub channel. I guess you could call it a sub channel. He calls it hard black underbelly, just like soft white underbelly, and where he interviews people from the streets or what have you. And he had a prostitute on there. She's a white woman named, what was her name again? Alice or some shit. And she's a prostitute and a crack hoe. And one thing that you can always appreciate about someone who's perhaps not living the best kind of life is if they are authentic. And that woman was authentic, I can say that. And I remember I met a white female prostitute like that a few years ago. Man, it's like maybe they're just running game. I don't know, but they seem fairly authentic. This was like in 2019 ish when I was living in Tennessee. And she told me to my face, she's like, I know I'm always gonna be a hoe. She's like, I'm gonna be 50 years old doing this shit. I talk about her once in a blue moon, but I was like, shit, she at least knows who she is. Because if there's one thing I know about life, not everything is for everybody, man. A lot of women do need to be hoes because that's the only life for them. Because they have so much childhood trauma. And the unfortunate thing, I guess, is that there's so much trauma now that there are a lot of would-be decent girls who fall into this lifestyle because they're misguided by media and all this other stuff. It's like the siren song of Satanism or the Jezebel. College professors indoctrinate them with feminism, and then you have social media, and then you have their friends and all that. Most of these girls, they really, if you think about it, they don't even have a chance, man. But again, like I said, you can at least appreciate the authenticity when they at least know what they are. So, and they embrace it, I guess. They don't know anything else. It's kind of hard not to. But, yeah. My mother's birthday is coming up. So, thank you for not raising me like these stupid whores raise their kids today. Appreciate that. For all the good it did me. It did good. I'm not gonna say it didn't do good. My father was in the picture for whatever reason. 90% of being a good mother is making sure that dad is there. And when I say for whatever reason, I mean, I kind of, from a black pill perspective, I kind of wonder, like, I kind of wonder some things, like, oh, was it because he was just like the best looking guy in your opinion or whatever that you had? I kind of wonder about that. I notice a lot of black women, they're very loyal to their non-black partners, and they really want to commit to them, and like they have a lot more devotion. But which is not to say my father wasn't black. I kind of went into that. It's kind of complicated. Genetically questionable. He didn't look like a stereotypical black person at all. But he looked kind of like more Asian. But anyway, 90% of being a good mother is making sure that the father is in the picture. It's ideal if he's the head of the household. He doesn't have to be physically there, but it's ideal. It's ideal if he makes all the decisions. Again, countless data backs this up, but I know normies don't really care, and I'm going to get into that too later on about the data and all that. It's like, whatever, okay. Keep failing then if you don't care about the results. It's not my problem. I don't even want kids. So not only do I not have to worry about my kids mingling with idiots' kids, but I most likely will never have to even worry about kids to begin with. As a matter of fact, not even most likely, definitely. Because even if I do somehow have kids, it's like, I am a hypocrite in that regard. I'm not gonna lie, because I know all the single mother and all. I know that's problematic, but women are more problematic to me. like women are more problematic to me than raising a kid um as a single mom, or like allowing that to happen. All right, let me turn my fridge off, because this shit is. I know it's the background noise. Plug that shit out. All right. And I gotta remember to plug it back in so my food doesn't spoil. But I don't have anything. I don't have anything in there that's perishable. At least not right away. But yeah. I don't want kids, man. I was like, even if I did have them somehow by mistake or whatever, because I'm gonna get into that too later. So this might be a long one. I'm guessing. I guess in like 2 hours. We'll see. Depends. I'm going extremely slow so far. So I have so much. I haven't even really gotten into everything yet. That I got all my notes that I got written here, and so yeah. Let me see what else I got here. So I noticed I've been looking at people commenting on my YouTube. Some of you, and I really love that. I really like the long comments. And I've been reading them. I've been reading people who, they have like objections to the shit that I say, whatever. I kind of ignore a lot of people who object to what I say, because I know a lot of you just want attention, and you're just willing to say dumb shit just to get attention. But a lot of you have like really thoughtful comments, and I wanted to really reply, but I really don't like YouTube comments at all. I don't like the YouTube comment section. The YouTube commenting system is probably the worst commenting system on the entire internet. I've commented on this many times. People have been writing good comments on YouTube. Don't take it personal if I don't reply. Even the people who like are detractors or whatever. But it's like, it's much better to comment on BitChute or on email, where on BitChute I can actually comment. They even call it that. They call it like the free commenting system or something like that. I can actually make a reply. You can make a reply without worrying about YouTube deleting your comments or any gay shit like that. So that's why I don't really indulge the YouTube comments too much. YouTube is not my main platform. If you go to my page on YouTube, you will see that like I really try to push people to my BitChute channel, because YouTube hasn't been my main platform since like 2017. So, and I've been looking into other platforms, but again, I was supposed to be retired from making content, but so I don't really have the juice to be motivated to do this the way that I used to. But yeah, I mean that's just what it is to be a sub chat man. You don't really, it's like whatever. Like the yield that you're getting from the things from the work that you put in, it's not great enough. It's not yeah, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. I don't know how else to put it. But so yeah, YouTube comments suck. And with the copyright, YouTube does a lot of copyright stuff. I don't know if I haven't had much trouble with that I recall, but I did get some copyright letters. Like once in a while I will, because I do allegedly I do some things, downloading video games illegally. Oh my god, you're a terrible person. But I half just don't give a fuck about it, but I'm also half irritated about it, because it's like I don't think I've ever actually lived by myself. I've lived in gynocentric households pretty much my entire life. And if there's one thing I know about the gynocentric household, it's like they bow to authority, they bow to the system. Because and I just think to myself, that's how slavery happened. Because any entity that can send a fucking letter to you or some copyright bullshit to your house and pretty much throw the entire house into disarray, that entity is your master. And it's happened in every gynocentric household that I've ever lived in. It's like, oh, you down with a video game, allegedly, illegally. It's like you typically see this kind of shit in gynocentric households, and that's the power that corporations and the system have. It seems like such a minor thing, but I don't know. I just see how everything connects to the same bullshit. It always leads to the same core issues. It reminds me of when my mother started going crazy. Well, not crazy, more or less crazy. And started drinking and all this craziness because the quote-unquote authorities, I don't recognize them as such, but they were applying pressure just for me not going to school. And I just remember thinking as a kid, I'm like 14, 15 years old at the time. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Like, what are these people gonna do? What are they gonna do? Physically drag me to school? I'll fucking shoot them. I mean, I don't have a gun, but I'll figure out a way to shoot them, right? It's like, and that's what masculinity is. Particularly when you're young, and your testosterone is really high, and you're like, they there's a saying they call it sniffing or smelling your own drawers or whatever. In the black community. Here we go. Here we go. But yeah, that's what they call it. I'm like, the fuck these? I'm just thinking they can't do shit to me. Why the hell is everybody so afraid of? Oh, your son is not going to school. What the fuck are they gonna do? They can't. Are they gonna drive me to school? Physically, I would like to see them try. I would like to, especially since I'm a kid at this time. I'm like, there's only so much you can do to a kid. I at least know that part. I mean, the worst thing you could do to a kid is like some Jeffrey Epstein shit. But I remember I would get into arguments, not even arguments, but like disputes with my ex about this kind of stuff. And it was just pathetic how afraid she was of government. I mean, it's one thing if you have a body buried somewhere, but you would think that the most minor white-collar shit is on the same level as a buried body somewhere, the way these bitches act. The way they act is like the deference to authority. Again, it's no surprise how slavery was possible. And it literally doesn't matter how much you try to logic or reason with them. Whatever emotional, fear-based narrative she has in her head, she just can't shake that. This is a female who isn't afraid to put her hands on a man. But a copyright or misreported income or something like that, that's what keeps her up at night. JFL. And that's why men need to be in charge, because we can keep a level head. Women crack under the slightest fucking pressure from the system, and they sell everyone out. Women are basically house Negroes for the corporate capitalist powers that be. I can say I've fallen into a lot of bad situations just because I wanted to believe that I was interacting with a good person. I know they're not, but it's like you want to believe that they are. That's why I say faith and hope are like the worst things to have in a world like this. The people who screw you the hardest are typically going to be the ones you invest the most in and who you choose to believe. I had a girl tell me that you were the one who always saw the best in me. Come on, man. You never want to be that guy. If you translate that, it's what she's really saying is you were the one idiot that saw redeeming qualities in me, regardless of how I behaved, of how badly I behaved. That guy is always the guy that they treat the worst. It's like Kohlberg's theory of moral development. They're going to do whatever they feel they can get away with. That is pretty much, especially in my experience. I probably wouldn't believe it if it didn't correspond with my experience. But it's like, yeah, that's women and children in a nutshell. Their morality is completely determined on what they feel like they can get away with. That's why it's so important, not only for the masculine to be in charge, but to draw a line in the sand and to have boundaries. Because they're always going to push the boundaries no matter what, of what they feel they can get away with. And if you let them get away with it, then hey, obviously that's a good thing. That's what you want, right? Meanwhile, it's like because you're giving them latitude. And probably the only reason you're doing that is because, I don't know, pathetic, I guess. You're pathetic. You're just pathetic. That's the only reason you have no options. You don't have better options. You don't want to be alone, like that sort of shit. Weak stuff, really. Or maybe it's just because, like I said, you want to believe that people are good, and you believe for whatever reason deep down that they're actually good people. Yeah. So to me, and I've talked about this before, but to me, the purpose of communication is to tell the truth. I can only lie so much. For everyone else, the purpose of communication seems to be to create cohesion and solidarity, or whatever else they consider to be of personal benefit. I realize that if you're not Chad or a female, people are going to doubt every single thing that you say that is not in line with their script. They literally say, believe all women. You're supposed to just believe them on general principle without even evaluating whether they're telling the truth or not. I had a girl tell me, again, the same girl from before, that I wish you would just believe what I say. This is from a self-proclaimed bullshitter. I wish you would just believe what I say. It's honestly sickening. I find that the person who tells the most truth is the most doubted, but the biggest liars get the least scrutiny. It makes you want to just become a liar yourself. At least people will actually believe what you say if you lie to them. I've definitely noticed that with catfishing. You might notice that this video, because I'm feeling it. I don't know if the viewers are feeling it, but it's like, of course I've been drinking, but I've been drinking more than usual. Like you notice I haven't even taken a drink since I started this video, but because I'm already there, and I'm kind of like coming down from it right now, but yeah, going back to my ex, or one of my exes. Like I said, I've only been in 2 relationships, pretty much, or 1.5, but one was a situationship, one was pretty much a relationship. But yeah, I remember when I was living with her, and sometimes I would go for a walk. I would just go for a walk, just so I'm not being suffocated by estrogen. And her mom drove past me one day. I didn't see her somehow, probably because I was focused on what I was doing. And it's like maybe she made it up, or maybe some other whore in the female spy network told her, "Oh, Obsidian Pill's walking down the street talking on the phone." But she basically told my ex, her daughter, in other words, and she's like, "Oh, he's planning to steal from you." Just because she saw me one day talking on the phone. This is what she extrapolated from just seeing me walking around talking on the phone. You want to know what I was actually doing? I was recording a video just like this on my phone. Just like this. Because I was recording a video the entire time I was in the relationship. I'm not one of those guys who's just going to stop being black pill just because I'm sticking my dick in some pussy. But, it's women who black pill you more than anything. But, yeah. A shitty person is always going to assume that everyone else is just as shitty as they are, if not more. A good person is going to assume that people are good. People assume their own level of morality, and it's often a mistake. Keep in mind, this entire time I'm paying this mom, my ex's mom, I'm paying her rent. And I'm doing shit for my ex too financially. We're kind of like cooperating financially. And it's like, who exactly is getting robbed in this situation? Please tell me. But this is how normies and females are, man. And this is why I'm done with people. Because it's like, to be honest, unless you're a Chad, a coping normie, or a female, there is literally no point interacting with people. You get absolutely nothing from it aside from frustration. And it's like, as you get older, your patience just dies and dwindles away. You don't even want to talk to people anymore. And that's sad. But it is what it is. Certainly nobody is going to become, a decent person, a decent enough person that you would actually want to interact with. That's pretty much non-existent, man. It's not even a matter of decency. It's just like, whatever. Everybody is on the same bullshit, so fuck, like, what the fuck do I get out of it? Nothing. So yeah. A conversation between two intelligent people almost never devolves into an argument. Two stupid people, or one smart person and one stupid person, will always devolve into a foolish argument. Two stupid people, or one smart person and one stupid person. Two smart people is just like an exchange of ideas. A stupid person starts conversations looking to be combatant. They don't know how to have a real conversation. I find this is very common with cluster B personalities. And this is precisely what you see online from fatherless homosexuals and bitches. And it seems like it's gotten worse. I realize it's really about attention for them, going back to what I was saying. But I don't really want to play that game. I don't want to play with you. Like, it's like they say, play with your mama. Play with your mama or granny who raised you, and leave androgenic men alone. We have enough shit to think about already. It seems like these days everybody is just in their feelings all the time, and everything has to be adversarial. It's like a byproduct of social erosion. Just go and look at some old debates from like the 50s and 60s and compare it to today. The level of discourse has devolved drastically. Even the basic command of language that people used to have is pretty much gone. Kobe Bryant didn't even want to play against bad players, because when you practice against bad players, you become a bad player. A smart person doesn't want to talk to stupid people. Just look at Destiny and Ben Shapiro. Not to say they're the pinnacle of intelligence, but it's kind of crazy how that video didn't even look like a debate. as passionate as they are about that subject. And no, I didn't watch the whole thing because I can't stand them. But it's like, get Ben Shapiro, Nick Fuentes, and Destiny in a room, and it's basically live action Alvin and the Chipmunks. They just talk so fast, and they all have these weaselly, high pitched, low testosterone voices. You know, like Ben Shapiro will be like,
well, actually, Israel was started in 1945.
and then and then Destiny is like,
well, the Palestinians are brown people, so I have to take the side of every brown person. And
then Nick Fuentes is like, well,
Jared Teller is.
who the fuck wants to listen to that shit? It's so annoying. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I guess I'm a downer. But and you know what's funny is Pearl, Just Pearly Things has a thing where she's like, I'm gonna judge how masculine the voices of various men are, and she gave Tucker Carlson like one of the highest scores, and I'm like, this bitch is full of shit. What the hell is wrong with this woman? Like, she knows she's lying. She knows she's lying. But anyway, I'm gonna talk about her a little bit more too. But what else we got here? Damn, I'm too drunk for this shit. It's like I said, I wanted to make a video, but I didn't want to. But I'm just doing it anyways, and I'm just like going with the flow. But damn, I completely lost my spot here as I went off on Just Pearly Things randomly. But yeah, man. Yeah. So it's like, you might as well be a Jew. You might as well be a Jew in this world. Here we go. These motherfuckers playing this whack ass music. Who listens to that? Like, the fuck? That shit is corny. But you might as well be a Jew. And who do you think produces music like that? Who do you think funds that kind of music? Who do you think funds the sirens in the background, the police? And it's like, geez, the only reason I have the window open is because, you know, I don't want to have my fan on. If I have my fan on, that's going to be in the background. You know, but it's too hot in here today. Today of all days, the day I need to record, right? Of course, it's too hot. Here we go. It's nonstop. It's nonstop. At some point, you just have to ignore it. The background noise probably isn't as bad as you think, anyways. Fuck it. Jew York. Jew York. Jew York. Jew York. Oh my god. But yeah, man. Yeah, you might as well be a Jew, man. You might as well just lie and scam people. I saw some Palestinian protesters the other day. It's like, again, gotta love New York. You could be on the way to Taco Bell and see hundreds of people protesting randomly. And I just sighed when I saw that. Because it's like, of course, it's a bunch of hoes and henpecked men. I'm like, these people have nothing to do. It's like, I have nothing to do. You know, it's like these. But I'm going to Taco Bell, man. I mean, that's better, but it makes you want to side with the Jews. But I bet you there was at least a few Jews in that protest too. You know, Jews are a compassionate people. I remember I heard a Jew say that, you know, because this girl I used to talk to sent me a video a protest with the Jews and the vegans. The Jews are killing chickens ritualistically. Yeah, they ritualistically kill chickens. I can't remember which holiday it was. They have a lot of weird rituals and shit. You think they stop at chickens or it's only chickens? I'll leave that up to you. But remember, the Hillary Clinton emails was like, I'm gonna sacrifice a chicken to Moloch. It's like how soon we forget, right? Even those emails that were allegedly deleted. I mean, can you imagine? You're not supposed to delete emails in the government, right? So it's like, why delete emails? And then they try to trivialize it and say, oh, it's just emails, bro. Who cares? Who cares about emails? Why delete the emails? I mean, if they're so pointless and trivial, I don't delete my emails. They don't matter. There's nothing I'm writing or that's being written to me in the emails that I really care about enough to delete it. But anyway, you got to think about it, man. You got to get past all the gaslighting and just really think about that. But yeah. It's like now you have Joe Biden, who's allegedly a kitty diddler, with his immigrant crises, and it's like again, the more things change, the more they stay the same. It's always the same bullshit, isn't it? I always say my grandfather never wanted to come to this country, and I agree. I've never really been big on immigration, but it's easy to say that as an American, of course. America is privileged, but it's like America still sucks. America's very overrated, man. I don't even see myself being the kind of person that would want to immigrate to a quote unquote better country just to make fucking money. Like, I mean, people know me well enough to know I'm not that kind of person. You have to be a certain kind of person for the spoils of America to really be available to you like that, to where it's like it's worth it to come, And when I say certain kind of person, Melania Trump, like someone who's actually good looking and who's eugenic and whose genetics are desired, that kind of thing. That's really what I mean, if I'm being honest. The black pill could have saved a lot of these immigrants thinking that they're going to find a better life in this country. It's like, oh, you don't want to be a slave anymore? Come be a slave in America. Work for $3 an hour, have 12 kids, train them to do the same bullshit, DoorDash, Uber, Grubhub. It's like, the fuck, this is bullshit. Rinse and repeat. That's what people don't understand. When you see a pyramid, typically on a picture of a pyramid, it's stagnant. It's a stagnant, static thing. It's not animated or anything. Someone needs to make an animated version of the pyramid because the pyramid actually flows. And just like it's hard to make a pawn into a queen, it's nigh impossible for a bloodline that is on the bottom to elevate to the top. It's not designed to work that way. Even the celebrities say it in so many words. You're playing the game with a complete handicap. It's only arrogance that makes you think that you can catch up. And that's exactly what keeps the game going. That's what keeps people walking into the casino even though they know it's a losing game. Everything is fake. It's a lie. That's why you have artificial intelligence and all this stuff. Going back to Taylor Swift, I mean, speaking of artificial intelligence, we saw. I saw. I don't know about you guys, but like, it was kind of a controversial thing with Taylor Swift and the AI pornography that people were making, and they traced it back to this dude on Twitter. It's funny because I kind of like. I don't know if I'm following him, but he would pop up a lot on my Twitter feed. posting, his sexual deviance or whatever the hell. And it's like, this just goes to show the reverence that people have for a mediocre white bitch, though. Because the reason that he made the AI porn, allegedly it was him, that guy's entire account is dedicated to worshiping white women, it seems to me, from what little I've seen. Because again, like I said, he used to pop up on my feed a lot. It's like he just chose the wrong white woman, that's all. Like, he chose the white woman. And they were ready to completely ruin this guy's life. They had his full government name published and everything. Apparently there was some litigation in the works. I mean, I don't know how it actually went down or what happened. I don't really follow this shit too much. But it's like, when push comes to shove, everyone is black-pilled. Everyone knows sex is the only thing that matters. If we lived in a world where sex and looks were as trivial as people want us to think, there would be zero controversy when a man makes fake porn. Zero. There's even women who say that it's like rape, because you're stealing the one thing that they have, the only thing of value that they have: pussy/wombs. That is fucking it. When a child is conceived, it seems to me that most of the time the man was just having sex, and the woman has a bunch of other mental shit going on. What guy has sex thinking to himself, oh my god, I can't wait to have a baby with you and have a family? What guy thinks that, man, when he's having sex, man? Come on. I don't think I met a single woman I ever thought in my life was actually worthy of being a mom. Most of these women probably wouldn't even have kids if male birth control was like a viable thing. And if we had the same kind that they have, particularly. It's funny, some women are actually dumb enough to advocate for male birth control. It's like, bitch, the day men have the kind of birth control you have is the day that you lose what little power you have over the men that you deal with. This is how delusional they are. Nora fucking Vincent. And Nora Vincent.
Oh, men are so privileged. I wish men had to do the same things women.
It's like, shut the fuck up. And then bitch kills herself. Lives as a man for a year and a half and then kills herself. Fucking idiots, man. Anyway. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell myself the noise in the background is not as bad as it feels in person. I don't think my microphone would be capturing it that much. It's just background noise anyways. But yeah. Yeah, man. When a child is conceived, oh wait, I already said that. When a child is conceived, it seems to me, yeah, I kind of already got into that. But yeah, man. Women are still operating with the firmware that requires them to be raped, yelled at, beaten up, etc. by their man. Because human beings do not develop at the same rate of technology and society. Feminism is a new thing, and that's why even feminists will tell you that they don't want to date a male feminist. It's like, hey, don't get mad at me. A lie of omission requires you to not say something. But it's like, who's going to have a difficult time not saying something? Whose life is made harder by that other than the person who instinctively tells the truth? That's all I'm doing. I'm just telling you the truth. At least as I interpret it. That's all I'm doing. Anyway. Tommy Sotomayor said something along the lines that a lot of guys hate him because he can talk about black women as truthfully as he does and still fuck them. Guys are really still coping, thinking that they can pander their way into pussy. I pretty much agree with like the general sentiment of what he's saying, you know. But it's like even if you could pander your way into pussy, why would you want to? Why would you want to be that kind of guy? You know, it's like Tommy had his mom and his daughter on his show. They've done shows with him. You think females really give a shit at the end of the day? You see, that's where women have most guys fooled. It's like I said, GOVMT. When the rapper is in the club, well, not the rapper, well yeah, the rapper, but when you're hearing rap music in the club and they're talking about what slurs and bitches and whores women are, no woman is listening to that song thinking that that's her. It's all them. That's the irony. It's all them. I'm not like the other girls. That's basically what the. So it's like the fact that guys don't understand that basic part of female psychology. I heard a saying by the psychologist, and I'm going to talk about him a little bit more. He did a soft white underbelly episode recently. He calls himself Psych Hacks, but yeah, he said I forgot how it went exactly. I don't even know if he's the one who said this. It might have been somebody else. But basically, women want a man who's an asshole to everybody but them. Right? Women want a man who's an asshole to everybody but them. And something else. Something with men. Men want a man who's. Men want a woman who is nice to everyone but only a whore with him. Or something like that. Nice and chaste with everyone, but she's a dirty whore with him. Something like that. But, yeah. Like I said, GOVMT. Women only care about government. You know, that's the acronym. That's kind of like the word. But GOVMT is genetics, organizations, violence, money, and time. It's kind of a corny acronym I made up. But it's like, that's what they care about. Those are pretty much the only things that they care about in the bottom line. All the shit that that I say on my channel, you think my mom doesn't love me? It's like, come on, man. It's like, yeah, sometimes you have retards who will disown their own family because it's like, oh my God, you like Donald Trump? Yeah. But I don't know. Those people, I think those people were just looking for an excuse to disown that person anyway. You know, that's something I notice about people. Sometimes they do just need an excuse to completely disassociate from someone they didn't like anyways. And they were just waiting for them to give the excuse, give them a good excuse for them to be able to do that. That's all. Women do this a lot. But yeah, man. It's like, imagine Black Knighting on Tommy Sotomayor's channel. Meanwhile, he's fucking the women that you're simping for. He's actually fucking them. Guys don't realize it's just money. It's looks, money, status, man. It's looks, money, status. And women have their own money and status these days. So the amount that you have to compensate with money and status if you don't have the looks is insane now. It's insane in 2024. I've seen women post shit like, yeah, I'd rather be a wage slave for the rest of my life than marry a rich, average-looking guy. And I believe them, too. I believe them. I'm not going to say they won't do it. They probably will still do it, too. That's the crazy thing. That's how practical women are. They'll probably still do it anyways, but they don't want to. It's just, fuck. That's the best possible option at the time. A lot of them would rather be single moms, too. Why do you think we have so many? Why do you think? Use your brain. Use your brain. It's like R. Kelly said. He's like, use your common sense. Use your common sense. They don't have to be. They choose it, and that's the thing. Like, that's the whole delusion of women not having agency in their lives and all that shit that normies like to believe. Man, it's so frustrating. But hey, You know, it's like saying salivates and jerks off every time he sees a single mom. Every time. It's like, yeah. You know? And it's like, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like people who didn't have fathers or strong male role models in their lives. I find this to be the most consistently shitty group of people. There's a reason I hate single moms so much. They literally breed these people. Literally. I wish I was exaggerating. I'm not. You know? But, yeah. People who are the product of a home that has a strong father, they don't behave like bitches. You know? We couldn't even behave that way if we wanted to. The ghost of my father just lingers there, looming, watching everything that I do. That's why I don't really believe in folks like Dr. Umar. There's a saying that you can't be what you can't see. In order to be a man, you need to meet a man. He's apparently about to open a school for black kids, but he is a 2-time baby daddy. Kids follow what they see, not what they're told. When those kids see that their leader is a 2-time baby daddy and thinks black women's pussy juice is the cure for cancer, they're going to follow him. They're going to follow the doctrine of what he's doing. It's like, look at Michael Porter Jr. I like him because he said coronavirus is a scam pretty early on, which, you know, that takes a lot of courage to do that. As a basketball player, you know, he seems to come from a good family. Apparently, that's he wants to do the same thing that his parents did. He saw his parents in a healthy marriage. That's how they raised them, etc. It's like, I learned all sorts of shit in school, but everybody trying to keep me in school was a dropout. I couldn't take them seriously because they were telling me to do something that you didn't even do yourself. And it's like, what did I do? What do you think I did? Drop out? That's why I love that bit from the Last Dance documentary where he's like, about Michael Jordan, where he's like, people may have had their issues with Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan never asked anybody to do anything that he didn't do him fucking self. That's important. I think that didn't get enough credit. People, there's like certain parts of the documentary people are more obsessed with. That's the fucking part for me right there. Normies don't get this shit. People don't understand what leadership actually is. Why? Because they've never seen it. Accountability is at the core of leadership. This is why women and the men they typically raise cannot be leaders. These scientists from Belgium actually found the fastest known object in the universe. And it's a woman running from accountability. Barack Obama cannot be a leader because his mother raised him. What is his mental point of origin? What is his foundation? Kevin Samuels can be a leader because his mother went out of her way to give him male role models, even though his dad wasn't around. You know, and with that, I'll probably take a break here. I want to do some stuff. I want to, kill this mosquito too. Did I get it? Yeah, whatever. I'll be back in a sec. All right. We're back. I'm making terrible time, but I don't give a fuck. This shit might be 3 hours. I don't feel like editing a 3-hour video, so we'll see what we can do. Hopefully we can, but if not, whatever. Maybe I'll break it up into two parts. Um, but yeah, I was just thinking about as I was taking my break, I was thinking about like you always have to explain yourself as a sub chat, etc., etc. guy. You know, it doesn't. Nothing ever makes sense. Nothing that you say ever makes sense to people. You know, and it's like you always have to. They don't have to explain shit to you. You're supposed to just get it. And I'm gonna get into this more. But you always have to explain your shit. And the funny thing is that the black pill is actually what makes it all make sense. Because normies are never going to tell you, well, you're not supposed to have an opinion on this because you're bald. Or because you're black, you're short, you're this, you're that, you're autistic. They're never going to tell you the reasons why they don't want you to have an opinion or why they question every single thing that you say. Black women are, ironically, they're some of the most honest people about this. They I've seen plenty of times black women saying on social media or whatever that you can't have an opinion because you're bald or you're ugly or whatever the case may be. And some people might say, "Oh, that's the internet, man. The internet's not real. The internet is real. The internet is actually more real than anything because women they can't say this kind of shit to you to your face because if they say it to your face, they have to deal with the very real, albeit remote possibility that you might just slap the shit out of them. You might be one of those guys. You might be having a terrible day. You might just do something to them physically. They have to deal with that possibility in real life, as remote as that possibility may be. So they're more hesitant. When they get behind the safety of their computer, it's a different story. Different story. You know? And it's like, yeah, you slapping the shit out of them. She kind of likes that anyways. If you know, if you're the guy she's dealing with, or the kind of guy she wants to deal with, you know, it's funny. You know, guys might say, "Oh, what do you mean women want to be slapped around?" It's like, I mean, guys project masculine tendencies onto women. They're not like us. They don't think the way that we do. You know, and women project feminine tendencies onto men. We don't think like them either. So you got to think like they think. You got to get into their headspace and figure out, you know, instead of thinking like a guy, they don't think the way that we do. Yeah, they want to be slapped around. They can't tell you that though. They can't actually say what they want. That's kind of like one of the main conundrums that women have to deal with. They can't actually say what they want. They have to kind of like maneuver around it and try to manipulate. Everything is manipulation with them. So, and when the guy can't get it, that just makes them even more frustrated. So, but and it's like they can, but they don't have balls. They don't have testicles, which is exactly why men need to be in charge. You know, going back to that, they don't have that kind of agency to where they'll actually force their agenda explicitly. They don't have that kind of physical force or strength, and their biology is clearly wired in such a way where you know they really feel that. But yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to say that, and for whatever reason, I thought about a lot of stuff while I was kind of just chilling. Like I ate some food. I was kind of hungry, but I noticed another thing is like people kind of underestimate how old people, these old fossils, they won't tell you what's up. They don't want to tell you what's up. And long story short, it's because they don't want to tell young people what's up because old political correctness, of course, not rocking the boat, basic stuff. But these old fossils, they don't want young people to know what's up. Old men don't want young men to know what's up. Old women don't want young women to know what's up or what's actually going on. They don't even care to study it. They don't care to study what's going on with young people because these dumbasses are still living in 1986 or whatever year they got married in, and they're kind of locked into that space of time. And you can tell by the kind of narratives that they perpetuate. They don't stay updated on what's going on and what's actually going on, because the dating market is very much aligned with technology. It's evolving rapidly. It changes rapidly. Dating apps, etc., social media, they aren't keeping up with it. So that's why you have all these Christ cucks and these religious people telling you, "Oh, you should get married," and all this stupid shit. Even though that is not a viable option these days for a man. They're locked into that timeline and that fantasy. You have Ben Shapiro. I actually loved what Myron Gaines said about Ben Shapiro. Like he had training wheels. He had the training wheels of religion. Came up in the Jewish family, in the Jewish culture. He's rich. He has a rich family. He's privileged. And he's telling people, that's who's telling guys to get married. That they need to get married young. They shouldn't sleep around. It's like you kind of need to sleep around this guy in order to really get the experience and understand how women are actually operating out here. The average 23-year-old female probably has 100 bodies. The average 23-year-old guy is probably a virgin, or he's been with a few women at most, and he probably had to pay most of those women for access. So again, this shit is delusional. But yeah, man, yeah, black women will tell you straight up, like I was saying about how people want you to explain yourself. The black pill is what makes all that make sense. Because a black woman will tell you straight up, you can't have an opinion because you're bald, or you're ugly, or you're short, or whatever. They can't talk like that in real life. Because like I said, you might slap them. You might actually slap them. As remote as that possibility is. But anyway. Yeah. And the old men are competing with the young men for young women. Old women, they want young dick, but they want old relationships. And it seems like the relationships are really what they want. I'm going to get into that. Like women, yeah, they can get sex anytime, but nobody wants the thing that they can actually get. That's kind of like one of the funny things about how people operate. But yeah. So, anyways, back to the to the scheduled program. The heterosexual black man is still at the bottom of the pecking order, regardless of what side of politics you're on. If it's DEI or BLM or GOP, it doesn't matter. They want you to be a horse with blinders on. If the blinders are off, you might move in some other direction. This is one thing that you will never hear. Alternative media won't say it. Mainstream media won't say it. That they're antagonistic against heterosexual masculine black men. One thing that they both agree on, for whatever reason, is that heterosexual masculine black men do not need to be sympathized with or given a platform. One thing they all agree on, from the conspiracy theorists to the normies, etc. Black Lives Matter used a heterosexual black man to push the agenda of homosexuals and women. What's so dangerous about a heterosexual masculine black man? He's going to tell the truth. That's it. That's all it takes. It's better when you can get a Dr. Umar, because Dr. Umar has the aesthetic, but ultimately he identifies more with black women than black men. That's why he has such an easy time throwing black men under the bus. Jordan Peterson did the same thing, but to his credit, Jordan Peterson was smart enough to retract what he said about MGTOW. Dr. Umar's ego is too big. I haven't seen him retract the crazy shit he said about how black men are essentially to blame for everything that's going wrong with black families. He quietly, what he did, here's what he did. He quietly pivoted back to appeasing black men after throwing black men under the bus. And that's why you can't trust these so-called leaders. Some people might say, oh, we can't trust you either, Obsidian Pill. Here's the difference. I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing anything that requires your trust, who's listening to this video. I'm not asking for your money. I can take it or leave it. Of course, I appreciate people who choose to do that and who choose to donate. But I don't need your confidence or trust. What do you think the word con artist means? It means a confidence artist. It means someone who's able to convince you that you can trust them. I don't need anybody's trust to do shit. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, regardless of how much people trust me or don't trust me. That's the difference between me and someone like that. People wonder why I'm so passionate about this kind of shit. And I'm really not. I just call a spade a spade. I don't care. Somebody told me, why do you want, typical black person, why do you want Dr. Umar's school to fail? I don't give a shit whether it does or doesn't. Like, my whole thing is that it's not consequential whether it does or doesn't. That's my whole thing when it comes to that. It's completely inconsequential whether it does or doesn't. Whether it succeeds, fails, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Does not move the needle at all. At all. For black people. Name a single time where a school has moved the needle for an entire race of people. Name a single time in history where that has happened. Where it was just the school. Anyway. Dr. Umar praised Marcus Garvey. I like Marcus Garvey. At least from what I know about him. But he praised him allegedly for... he didn't praise him allegedly. He praised him for allegedly introducing feminism to white women. He said, this is where white women got the idea for women's suffrage, also known as the first wave of feminism. I don't believe in the wave thing. I believe it's one big wave of shit fluid. This is the guy I'm supposed to be excited about starting a school for black kids, which has not opened yet. This is who a lot of black people think is going to save them. It's not leadership black people need. It's self-governance. Jews are not successful because they have charismatic leaders. I don't know if you've noticed, but most of the successful people in the world are not especially charismatic. Negro charisma can actually be detrimental a lot of times. But a lot of that charisma is just theater. It's sophistry. Dr. Umar laughs at himself a lot sometimes as he's talking. I don't know if other people have noticed that. I do sometimes. Difference being, I'm not trying to run your pockets. Like I said, I'm not the one who's asking you for money. I don't care. That's the fucking difference. Anyway. So, damn. Oh, this is going to be a long video, but that's fine. Women have one job. The gatekeepers of reproduction. That's it. That's pretty much it. And they consistently fail, and it creates generational failure. You honestly can't trust men to be sexually responsible. You can't even stop guys from going on OnlyFans. And yeah, that's a failing of the men. But men are sexually driven, sexually starved, and extremely lonely. You can only blame a starving child so much when they choose to start stealing food or doing low down things to get food. The system also known as women, conspire to exploit that sexual impulse in men. OnlyFans being the most obvious example of this. Women only breed with a relatively small percentage of men, anyways, last I checked. And it's like, yeah, a lot of men have kids, but how many? It doesn't matter if you have one kid. Because one Pookie, one Chad, one Tyrone, they will have 16 kids each. So you're completely outnumbered. Guys need to realize these women fuck the men that they complain about. And that's why they're called fuck boys. Like I always say, that's because those are the guys they fuck. That's why it's called a fuck boy. Cynthia G is a coal burner. She was kicked off YouTube by a white woman. Like I said, black women are the leaders of cancel culture. I still believe that to be true for the most part. But it's like all the social power that they have, somehow it never occurred to them to cancel Cynthia G for saying that black male babies should be aborted. A white woman had to do that. And people actually think I'm joking when I say you're better off as a black man with a racist white woman than with the average black woman. The racist white woman has feminine training. The average black woman, regardless of how quote unquote pro-black she is, does not. That's the tiebreaker, basically. Black women's hatred of us is so deep because it's also her hatred of herself. It's not just a hatred of you as a black man. They see their reflection and they want to smash the mirror. Their instinct is to smash the mirror. And then on the other side of things, of course, you still have black men simping for them. And that upsets me a lot. One of the things black simps do is they talk about what I call magical pussy. Black men believe in magical pussy. Can't make this shit up. I had a conversation about this recently with an associate. Magical pussy is the religion of black men. They have no proof, they have no evidence, but they will die on this hill. Allegedly, black women do have the tightest vaginas. I believe they've done studies on that. But if that's the case, that's black women, the collective, and not by much. The magical pussy argument is typically about individual women, not collective women. I guess it's possible body proportions and sizes and things like that would be a factor. But in my experience, it's all negligible. And there's also so many other factors. Because even if there is a magical pussy, and there isn't, who cares? These guys who talk about this shit, they don't talk about the science, the actual science that might prove such a thing. And that just means that you think with your dick. Basic logic tells you that women are pretty much interchangeable. The magical pussy narrative is so counter to logic and is so counter to the fact that women are interchangeable, which they obviously are. But it's like before a black man says, oh, she's special because we have kids together. She does this for me. She cooks. She gives me gifts, compliments. She's a very nice person to be around. She doesn't argue with me. She doesn't assault me for no particular reason. Before they say that to justify a woman being special, they'll say, oh, her pussy is fire. What does that mean? Who cares? This is a sick people. A lot of the men are sick, including the women. It's predominantly the women, but yeah, a lot of the men are sick too because they're raised by who? Who were they raised by? The women. The women. They never actually specify what a magical pussy is and what it means because it's an entirely faith-based argument. When you lead with feelings and faith and intuition, you're dealing in the realm of bitches, not logic. This is what guys need to tell themselves in order to justify simping. And I haven't seen a single thing that convinces me other than this. Because, like I said, they don't make a logical argument. They just say, "Oh, there's a magical pussy. Oh, I got good pussy last night." That's it. They don't give any other details as to like why, or they don't give any science. They don't give any data. I gotta be the data person all the time because normies don't give a fuck about data. I just happen to know because I'm black pill, so I just happen to already know. It's not like I looked it up. I just happen to already know. But anyway, some data which might correspond with that argument. And the funny thing is, here's the real kicker to me, is that magical dick does actually exist. that actually exists. Every pussy is pretty much the same. Not every dick is the same. How funny would that be if this whole magical pussy thing was just about man's projection of his own dick? It would make more sense if pussy just felt different based on the size of a guy's dick. That would make more sense. That's like kind of like Occam's razor. You assume the most simple conclusion. I happen to think this is one of the reasons a lot of dudes are pedos, and they like super skinny girls, and they like animals, they like anal and all this weird shit. Because it's tighter. It's tighter. Even rape. Look at the Golden State Killer. He's known for having a micro penis. That's on record. There's YouTube videos of that shit. But again, it's speculation. But that's why I despise the magical pussy narrative for many reasons. Because it is the quintessential feminist simp belief. The quintessential feminist simp belief. It summarizes everything about the psychology of a simp. Instead of highlighting one's own uniqueness, peculiarity, or even insufficiency as a man, what do? They glorify the woman. The black male simp psychology 101. These dudes literally sit there with a straight face and say the black woman is God. And they are the source of life, as if women are capable of giving birth without men. Instead of coming to the obvious logical conclusion, which is that it takes a man and a woman to create life, it's like you never want to say some dumb shit that's going to get you the applause of a feminist as a man. I mean, come on. But these guys want that. Why? Because their mental point of origin is that I need to say whatever I have to say in order to get the approval of women. That's their mental point of origin, whether they admit to it or not. Again, it's pretty obvious. Anthony Cumia from Opie and Anthony, he talked about something called a mush factor, which I think that's a hilarious term. Which is that women have older women have mushy pussies, and it's like loose and all this kind of shit. But it's like, could that just be a size thing? Could it just be that? Could it just have to do with not so much that her pussy's loose, but you don't have enough girth to where it would feel like tight, It's like I was catfishing this divorced woman. I really wish I could record the phone calls that we had, but it's whatever. I mean, she was so sexually charged. She was so sexually charged. She's like, she was so anal. She gave me so many instructions. I was annoyed as fuck. She gave me instructions because that's what older women do. They think they can just give orders. She's like, oh, I want to be submissive to a young man. But all she's doing is giving orders. She only wants to be submissive in the bedroom, but she wants to control the entire experience to the very last detail. And she's like, I'm not making this up. She's like, so I'm at this hotel. I'm in this room. You can come to the concierge's table, and you can call me, and then he'll ring you up to my room. I'm gonna be on my knees when you walk into the room. You're gonna stick your finger in my pussy. I swear I'm not making this up. You're going to stick my finger in my pussy. I'm going to put your fingers in my mouth and lick my pussy juice off your fingers. And then I'm going to turn around. You're going to lift me up by my stockings. And then you're going to hold me by my hips. No hair pulling and no, what was the other rule she had? No hair pulling and no anal. No hair pulling and no anal. anal, and I prefer it if you don't touch my boobs. And, like, she's just going on and on like this. Not only did she go on and on with this elaborate scenario fantasy that she had. This is a recent divorcee too, by the way. Not only did she go on and on like this, 50 something years old. She not bad looking for her age. White woman. Not only did she go on and on like this, but she kept repeating herself. She kept repeating the exact same instructions that she gave me 2 seconds ago. And it's like, she's like, can you actually, okay, so how big are you? And she's just she keeps calling me. She keeps calling me on the phone, and we're talking on the phone over and over. And she's like, okay, so how big are you? Can you send me pictures of your dick? I'm not gonna lie, I dug up some fake dick pictures and shit like that. And it's kind of gay, but whatever. You gotta do shit like that sometimes when you're catfishing. And she's like, can you actually hit the cervix? And to my knowledge, what that means is that she wants you to go all the way in. All the way in. She's a size queen, clearly. Can you actually hit the cervix? To my knowledge, you need to be at least 7-8 inches to hit the cervix, in my estimation. And that's to say nothing about girth. That's why a lot of these white women like to fuck dogs and shit. Again, to my knowledge, white women, I said black women have the tightest. To my knowledge, white women apparently have the biggest. They have the biggest vaginas. But, again, I take it with a grain of salt, okay? I don't really obsessively look this kind of data up. I just kind of stumble upon this data in my black pill life, I guess. So, yeah, man. I really wish I recorded it. It's so funny. You guys would have gotten such a laugh out of that. But yeah, there's a chart. There's a chart that actually shows that the ideal size is like 7-8 inches or something for women. Much like the ideal height is like 6'6" or whatever. So yeah, and common sense tells you that circumcision decreases the girth somewhat. I can't remember if I saw anything. I'm sure I saw something on like how women rate circumcised sex versus non-circumcised. But yeah, man. Anyway, like this woman was just begging for pics, and she's like, "Oh, I can't stop thinking about your cock, baby." Like, oh yeah, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, she's a psycho. You have to be a psycho. She sent me so many nudes. I have so many nudes and texts from her. So I was like, I got the receipts, man. I got the receipts. She invites me straight to the hotel. Like I said, she's like, I'll be on my knees when you walk into the room. The door's going to be open. You're just going to see my hair and my fingernails. I'm like, yo, you are way too anal. Like, you are taking all of the potential fun and mystery out of this experience, and you're just being so anal and controlling. This is why you can't deal with older women, because like I said, she was an attractive older woman. She wasn't ugly for her age. She was not ugly at all for her age. She had a great body. She's like, I just want to be a young man's cum slut. I just want to be submissive to a young man. Just grab my hips and fuck me from the back. I don't even want to look at you. And I'm like, I don't even want to look at you, because she doesn't want intimacy. She was kind of saying that. She's like, I don't want you to touch my boobs. I'm like, why the boobs? She's like, oh, because I think we're going to start kissing. And I'm like, wow, what the fuck? Like, you just don't want intimacy. You just want to get fucked. Which, whatever, I guess. That makes sense for a woman that age. But it's funny, she wants a young guy, good-looking guy, but she doesn't want to look at him. The guy has to be good-looking, though. So looks matter. Looks matter even when she doesn't want to look at you. Isn't that a fucking black pill right there? And then when I eventually reveal myself to be a catfish, she's like, it's okay, baby. You can still show me what you look like. I'm like, I already swiped right on you. I swiped right on you on my real profile. You didn't swipe right back, so whatever. So that didn't work out. I didn't show her what I actually look like. She's like, oh, I have 200 different guys. I was supposed to meet with her today, actually, but I'm a catfish. She's like, I have 200 different guys on my profile. But yeah, she doesn't even want to look at Chad, because she doesn't want to. She knows she won't be able to control herself from falling in love. Even from the pics, she's like, I can't stop thinking about your cock, baby. That's the power of Chad. You guys don't even understand. Even with Chad, women try to compartmentalize, but they try to compartmentalize like their impulses to just like jump on top of the guy and devote their entire life to him and all this kind of shit. Like, it's just crazy, man. But yeah. Hold on, give me a second. Uh, I need a short break. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's what Chad gets. That's what Chad Roan gets. The guy that I was using, he looks like Jeremy Meeks actually, but that's what Chad Roans get while we sit home and jerk off. What a great world we live in, huh? You know, what a great fucking world we live in. I was speaking of how she didn't want to fall in love and all this shit, so she doesn't want to even look at the guy. I was I'm gonna sit up, but I have a Reddit post that I found where the woman, not I didn't find this, I saw this on the incel forum, but yeah, she's talking about how she saw an attractive man and it cured her depression. It's like you can't make it up, bro. You can't. Seeing an attractive man was enough to make her realize her only purpose in the world is to breed. You can't make this shit up, bro. Like, this is the power of Chad. Guys don't understand. Most guys don't understand because, like most guys, we don't experience this. But all you got to do is just listen to what women say. That's all. And maybe you've experienced a Chad experience once in your life or twice or whatever. Or at least as close as you can get. The closest most guys are ever going to get is prostitution, to be honest, or like a good prostitute who knows how to really, sell the dream. Much like men sell dreams to women, women sell dreams to men. We got to be honest about that. Women sell dreams to men just as much as men sell dreams to women, if not. Actually, women sell dreams to men more. OnlyFans. The only difference is that it doesn't take much for a woman to sell a dream to a man. All a woman has to do is exist to sell a dream to a man, and guys start fantasizing about,
I wish that could be my wife.
And that's why a guy like Myron Gaines, in order to bring you back to reality, a guy like Myron Gaines is going to tell you, well, you need to have sex with 50 women before you even think about committing to one woman. Just killed a mosquito. There's still one. I just got one. But, just got one. Son of a bitch. I see the blood on the wall. But, anyway. Yeah. That's what I do, man. I kill mosquitoes. I drink. I talk shit. I make videos that are way too long. And, it's just what it is. But, yeah. So, the power of Chad. Power of Chad, bro. It's like, this is why guys hate the black pill. Because, like, you just want to rope. Like, you just want to rope. Like, to be honest. When you see what other guys get, that you actually have to work and bust your ass just to get even a taste. Just to get even the slightest hint, and you probably still won't get it. It's a very depressing experience, to say the least. Very depressing shit. Hopefully I kill that mosquito too. They just started swarming as soon as I opened the windows. Whatever, I already got some bites on me. You see the things I have to go through to make these videos. But anyway, yeah. Like I said, I think that older woman was a psychopath, maybe even autistic. She was just too straightforward, masculine. It was weird, And the whole time she's saying, "Oh, I want to be submissive to a young man." She wanted to control the entire experience, aside from the actual fucking. It's exactly what it was. Like I said, we were supposed to meet today. Today, Saturday, February 10th. I was considering going. I was considering just going anyway, just to be a creep. But whatever. I don't have the looks. I know I don't have the looks. Like I said, she saw me on I swipe right on her on my real profile, and she just never liked me back. So clearly she's chat only. She even said it herself. She's like, I'm picky with young guys. I was chat fishing as a Jeremy Meeks looking 22-year-old. So it's like, come on, she didn't swipe me on my real profile. What else do I need to know? And I told her that too. But anyway, she's like, how big are you? Like, she's really obsessed with the size. Very much a size queen. But anyway. So depressing, really. But yeah. I was gonna talk about autism. Because I have conversations about this shit too. You know. Um But I saw a thread on the Intel forum that was really good about all the data behind autism, and I saw prenatal. Apparently, the prenatal testosterone levels are very high, or like they're particularly high for autistic people. Um, and I noticed autistic women are masculine. If you look at Greta Thunberg, there's this autistic female YouTuber I kind of found on the Intel forum. They tend to have very masculine features and physically and like mannerisms and stuff like that. Like Jodie Foster, like that sort. If you need like a public example, I'm not gonna say Jodie Foster is autistic. I don't know if she is, but she certainly is the archetype of like just that masculine woman who's kind of weird. Like she's not very, you know. But yeah, people forget. Even I forget. But it's like I was reminded that autism is actually a physical condition. That's a real kicker. It's actually a physical condition, not so much a mental, because the mental and physical are linked, obviously. Um, and that's one of the reasons these chicks look masculine. I've talked about how autism seems to occur in the womb, actually in the fetus. That's autism. Not these normies like virtue signaling. Oh, I'm autistic. Look how cool I am. I'm different. I'm a snowflake. Not that. I mean, like autism seems to happen. Real autism or Asperger's level 1 autism. It seems to happen in the womb. In the womb, which is a physical phenomenon, which changes the mutations. It mutates the baby basically to an extent. That's why autistic people have big heads and like weird physical features and all this shit. There's a litany of physical conditions which correspond with autism. And again, I'm going based on this thread that I saw on the Intel forum. I have said, like I said, that it's certain conditions in the womb and the fetus and all that stuff. So yeah, it's like, but it's like for all that, people will still look you in the eye and tell you that autism is not real. So it's like, I'm not trying to force anybody. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, someone saying that it's not real is not going to stop it from being real. That's the one thing normies don't understand about reality. Like you saying it is not necessarily it's still going to be the case. Especially legally, like autism is officially it is a legal disability. So I mean, at the end of the day, that's the kind of shit that ultimately will make the difference in terms of the actual consequences, I guess, like the benefits that you might get or might not get or whatever the case may be. But it is very much a real disability, and I like that video. I like the video by the autistic woman because she's genuinely autistic. Even her dress style, like we can recognize each other very easily. That's another thing about autistic people. Like I can just recognize just the way she dresses. Like she she dresses like me basically. Where it's just like we seem not to care. That's kind of like one of our. We don't seem a normie looks at how the way an autistic person dresses, and they typically it seems like you don't care. You don't care about your appearance. And one thing that was like very subtle that only an autistic person like myself would pick up on is like, or an Aspergian, I guess you could say, is she had her hood. She was wearing a hoodie, much like the kind that I wear. was kind of like a flannel with a hoodie on it or whatever, and it's like the hood is to the side. It's like it's to the side a little bit in such a way where it's like that's weird. Like what, especially for a woman, for you to wear first of all a shirt with a hoodie like that, and it's like the hood is to the side in such a like disheveled sort of way. Her hair, she doesn't really do much. It's like I could go on, man. Like, but it's all just a manifestation of the physical genetic, whatever the fuck. And I just thought that was interesting. Her video was quite good. I don't want to advertise a female on here, even if she's autistic, but the video was good, man. And it is what it is. So it was like she wouldn't advertise my shit. It's like shit. Yeah. Yep, life is a strange thing, man. Strange thing. Normies never can give you real, actual solutions to your mental stuff that you have, because there really are none. There's no real solutions. You can't stop people from discriminating. You can't do that. Women will never offer to give you a blowjob. Oh, you're an insult? Let me give you a blowjob. You're not an insult anymore. Ta-da. When do you ever see that? They don't tell you to go to a prostitute. They don't tell you to do drugs to feel better. And that's an actual solution. What they do tell you is to go to a they tell you to go to a psychiatrist. But it's like, what does a psychiatrist do? Prescribe drugs. Which isn't even a real solution when you really get down to it. We live abnormal, just like Ted Kaczynski said, abnormal, inhumane lives, which disrupt our natural, or what should be our natural chemical balances. Psychologists can't fix society. They can't fix our fucked up environment. That's not even their job, frankly. Their job is to put a fucking mental band-aid or to give you drugs to zombify you so you stop caring. Again, another real solution: stop caring. But no one actually articulates this. You notice that? No one actually articulates this. Fucking mosquito. Yeah. The fuck? Oh. I just got a bunch of notifications. The only real religion in this world is gynocracy. Not Christianity, not Judaism, none of that shit, not Islam. Notice Judaism is inherently gynocentric. Jewish lineage is matriarchal. It's all gynocracy at the end of the day. 2/3 of the population votes, 2/3 are vaccinated, and 2/3 must perish, according to the Bible. The strong and cunning win, and the weak and unwilling lose. That's how this world operates. But anyway, it seems like Christ cucks are at it again. I guess because it's an election year, all the bandwagoners and turncoats are coming out all of a sudden. They clout chase off the red pill and the black pill, and then they throw everybody under the bus. And they say, oh, the red pill is actually misogynistic and degenerate. Haven't you noticed this? Especially if you're on Twitter. A lot of the people who clout chased off the red pill are now all of a sudden trying to delineate from the red pill. Ain't that some shit? You can't trust these so-called religious people, man. Especially today. There's a saying, actually, that the closer you are to God, the further away you are. I was just watching Jay Marvelous. He interviewed an R&B singer, and the singer he interviewed came up with the gospel. He came up with gospel music, and he said, "Yeah, gospel people are actually more demonic than the actual people telling you flat out that they worship Satan." The exact thing that I've observed myself. You can't trust openly religious people at all. Religion is the ultimate virtue signal. White people literally had slave Bibles that they made for slaves when they took out all the passages that might spark rebellion, and they amplified the ones that could be interpreted as justifying slavery. They literally had churches on top of slave dungeons. Religion is the ultimate virtue signal. It is the ultimate fucking mechanism for shitty people to pretend to be good. How many criminals have reformed themselves through religion, supposedly? Promiscuous people, pornographers, whores, etc. One of the reasons Christianity is cucked. Anybody can claim to be reformed after doing a bunch of fuck shit. Milo Yiannopoulos throwing blood on the wall, the bathtub ritual. It's like, yeah, I used to suck black cock. I'm straight. I'm a straight man now. I'm a Catholic now. It's like, huh? Funny enough, it was like, I think it was like a Catholic priest that molested him or whatever. According to him, if I recall correctly. I do remember something like that he said in an interview. But yeah, it's like you can always be redeemed and reformed and all this stuff. Yeah, I killed and raped 100 kids. Shit. I guess I'll just become a Christian now and be washed of all my sins. Isn't that so convenient? Funny enough, Satanists use that exact logic. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You could just become a Christian. You could be saying this for 30 years and then just become a Christian at the end, or a Muslim or whatever at the last minute, and you're good. Just make a convincing argument. Like Andrew Tate. After all that degenerate shit, he's a Muslim. after all, imagine the things he's done that he doesn't even tell people. It's the same shit women do. I'm going to fuck 100 guys. Oh, I'm saved now. I'm a born-again virgin. Re-virginized. They get the hymen surgery to make themselves quote-unquote virgins again. It's like, oh my goodness. It's... shit is crazy, man. Some wild shit. But, yeah. Ugh. It's like, why do you think women basically control religion, at least in the West? Religion is all about, okay, I'm going to pretend to be a righteous person without actually having to be righteous. I'm going to pray, but not actually do anything. This is females in a nutshell, man. This is basically what psychology is, and therefore, psychiatrists, and this is why they had the confessional in the church. The confessional in the church came before the psychiatrist and therapy. Religious people think they're inherently more moral than you, and they're worth more than you, and you're going to hell. And it's like, guess who else thinks like that way? Women. Notice all that, I'm going to pray for you. Typically, I hear that from women. I see that from women, typically. And it's always said in like this condescending sort of way. Like it's a way for people to insult you, but still look like the good guy. Oh, I'm going to pray for you. It's the same thing as you need therapy. These people don't actually give a fuck about you. Even Nietzsche said that women conspire with clergymen against the strong men. Why do you think women control religion? Religion and women go together like pigs and shit. These cult leaders are pimps and simps. What truly righteous person is going around beating their chest so everyone can acknowledge how wonderful they are? Everyone knows a righteous person when they see one. You ever interact with somebody and it's like, without any words being exchanged, that person is a piece of shit. And they know that and they're kind of wary around you, like kind of scared. Chances are, if people seem intimidated by you for no other reason, or for no particular reason, it's because you're a righteous person. And they're projecting whatever evil thoughts they have onto you, about you. And that goes into something that that I was saying about black people in the Illuminati. It's like the Joseph Goebbels quote where he's like, "I've been found out. That's the one thing that the Jew fears," or whatever. People are shook when you seem like the kind of person who's going to call them out on their bullshit. And some people just naturally exude that aura, that kind of aura. You know how many people I haven't met before? I haven't even met them in real life, but they know about me, or they know me from somewhere, or they know someone who knows me, and it's like they're afraid of me. They don't even want to meet me. The funny thing is, I'm the one who has more reason to be afraid because they already have all these negative thoughts. I'm not presumptuous like that about people because I'm usually not hearing about you. You're usually hearing about me before I hear about you. And if you are hearing about me, you're probably hearing some shit that doesn't make me sound like a good person or like a person you'd actually want to meet. You know, I think you'll find that paranoid people like that tend to launch preemptive strikes without any evidence that you had bad intentions to do anything to them. It's amazing how dumb people are. Like, I was just talking about my ex's mom, how people will literally attack you and drag your name through the mud and lie about you all the time, all the while. They're playing the victim. They're pretending to be the victim, or they're trying to convince somebody else that, oh, this person's going to do this, this, and that. Meanwhile, I'm the one who's attacking them the entire time. Why do you think I don't fuck with people, man? The autistic black man is he always finds himself under the most harsh scrutiny, even though he is often the person, I mean, let's face it, he is typically the person telling the most truth. It's like like I always say, every vampire dreams of the day that they can step into the light. You think Jews want to stay in those tunnels forever? You think witches want to stay in those woods forever? That's why Taylor Swift had that song. She had that song, Out of the Woods. I still need to watch the video. Apparently that video is like a field day for conspiracy theorists. Oh my god, Taylor Swift's in the Illuminati. You know? But sometimes I wonder if that's why black communities like Seneca Park, which, you know, used to be like Central Park or like part of Central Park, why they were destroyed. You know, they allegedly have, like I said, I think I said this before, child trafficking tunnels in Central Park. You know, Guggenheim Museum, Epstein's old mansion, and all Cleopatra's Needle, and all these fucking like Illuminati landmarks and shit. You know, but yeah. Somebody said,
Is the Illuminati only for black people? I only see black people talk about the Illuminati.
It's like, no, it's not. We're just the largest group of people with the courage to actually talk. That's all. Canary in the coal mine. Black people talk. You know, black people talk. We don't just sit there and play along with the bullshit. You know, it's not our game anyhow. It's not really our thing to sit there and like play little ritualistic sex games. Even something like Me Too, that's mostly a feminist thing. That's not really a truther thing, even though it should be because it all connects. But a black person will sit on a couch, look right into the camera, and say,
Harvey Weinstein tried to play with my booty hole.
It's like, can you even imagine? Can you imagine an Asian person saying that? They will do other people. They will do every satanic ritual in the book, and then go to church the next day with a clear conscience. You see that with black people too. I think it's just that. I think we're just more inclined to call out the bullshit. More inclined, not necessarily guaranteed or anything. Like if you had to play the numbers or play the odds or whatever. And that's why they think we're bad for business. That's why the vetting process is always more strict with us. They have to make sure that they can control you. Terry Crews called out the executive who tried to fondle him. And it's like, does he even have a career anymore? I mean, I don't really keep up with it, but I, I want to say I heard that. Like, yeah, he pretty much got blackballed after he did that. You know? But yeah. I'm going to cut it. This is a pretty good place to take a little break. Yeah. But, yeah. Anyway, I'll be back. All right. We're back. I was just dealing with the mosquitoes again. I had to close my window. There's too many mosquitoes in here, man. At this point, I keep seeing them. I keep trying to kill them as they pop up. I'm not trying to fucking sleep and just have them just eating me alive and shit. I think I might have just killed another one. You know, this is why I don't kill spiders. Spiders kill them for me. Roaches don't bother me, but you have to keep the roach population under control. Mosquitoes bother me because they sting, obviously. Spiders don't bother me at all. I leave them alive. And it's funny, I was just thinking, like, I've seen roaches. I've seen many roaches captured in the spider's web. I was also thinking, like, damn, I never seen a mosquito. And as I was seeing that, I literally saw a mosquito in the spider's web. And I was like, good shit. Good shit, bro. So I never kill spiders. But, it's so funny, too, because I had a lucid dream, and I literally walked into one of the spiders in my room. I'm not even making this up. Like, I could physically feel my body crawling on top of the ceiling. It was so crazy. That was one of the craziest lucid dreams I've ever had. Maybe that's their way of thanking me. Thank you, human. We'll give you the gift of our spider token, or I don't know, spider spirit. You can shapeshift into any spider in this room at your own will. Like some video game shit. But, anyway. I really didn't want this video to be too long, but whatever. I take my time these days. I don't want to edit a 3-hour video, I'll tell you that much. I probably won't go crazy with the images and the... because I really want to get this out tonight. I try to do all my videos in one shot, just like one go, the whole day. I'll devote pretty much the whole day to doing it. So yeah. It's whatever, really. I'm still questioning, like, do I even want to use images in this video? Maybe not. I might not want to. I might just go, or I might just be like really Jewish about it and like not use that many images unless it's like it really, really calls for it. I think I'm leaning towards that right now. But anyway, because like I said, I'm not trying to sit here like, yeah, I quit making content, man. Yeah, technically, I'm not even supposed to be making a video right now. But you know how it is. But anyway, I was reading about these radicalized Singaporeans from Singapore, and oh man, there was like two guys from Singapore, two kids, they're pretty young, two guys, and they were quote unquote radicalized apparently by Western pro-white movements. And one of them is like, yeah, I gotta go to the United States and to Western countries to stop the Muslims and the blacks and help and quote unquote help the white people. And I'm like, what? This is crazy, man. I didn't realize Asians were this mentally ill and white worshipping. I didn't realize. You know, keep in mind, Singapore has practically no black population or Muslims, to my knowledge. Definitely no black. I looked that up. But, and even he was like, yeah, these people, they don't really cause trouble in our country. but in the white countries, we need to help the white people. I'm like, what the? This is pathological at this point. Like Asian people's white worship, but he's about to risk his life overseas to quote unquote help the white people. You can't make it up, man. The truth truly is stranger than fiction. But that's the power of propaganda. That's the power of propaganda. Asians have to be some of the most politically and socially retarded people on earth. They're autistic. They're autistic. And maybe it's because Asian society is so atheistic and materialistic, collectivistic, conformist. Not to throw around a bunch of fancy words, but if you know those words. If you're at all literate. But it's like all they know how to do is make money. That's it, and be collectivistic and keep their hands and keep their heads low and bow, especially to white people, of course. And they think this is somehow empowering. I hope not. I've met some based Asian people who aren't like that. But it's funny because they're literally the model minority, as they call it, and that term has fallen out of favor since a lot of people have become woke about what that actually means. It means nothing. It means something, but it doesn't mean anything good. But it means it's a good thing if you believe in the lie of meritocracy. But being, like I said, being a model minority means nothing. It's a backhanded compliment. It means you are a conformist and obedient to the system. You are a model minority, but Asian men, and I hesitate to say this, I don't like saying this because I am part Asian, but Asian men are the most emasculated men on earth, lowest birth rates in the world. Granted, the overall population is still very high because, that seems mostly because of China, which China seems to be based in a lot of ways. But then there's also the fact that a major chunk of the Asian female population prefers white men or non-Asian, anything that's not Asian. The few, well, not the few, but like those who don't prefer whites, they prefer non-Asian. Of course, most people in general prefer their own kind. You could say that. You could make that argument. Statistically, it seems to be true. Statistically, but the question is, when black people are in Western, let's take the black people of America. Don't seem to date out that much overall. It's changing. It does seem to be changing slowly but surely, especially with black women. Western Asian women's different story. So, and that could you could factor in different things like the immigration, how the immigration works, and you could factor in different things to kind of explain those numbers. But yeah. But anyways, it's like whatever, we got money and shit. It seems like that's the Asian mentality. Whatever, we got money, and at least we're not niggers. That seems to be the westernized Asian mentality. Am I mistaken? By all means, let me know. It's like YouTubers say, let me know in the comment section, guys. I'm trying to get my engagement up. You guys just let me know in the comment section. Don't comment on my YouTube. Comment on my BitChute or just email me directly. YouTube comments suck. You should not be commenting on YouTube. I wish you could comment on YouTube, but you can, but who the hell wants to comment on a platform where you don't even know if they'll just delete your shit flat out? Because the algorithm, the algorithm hears you use some term that they don't like or whatever, and it's quote unquote held for review. But yeah. As an observant heterosexual black man, you do notice things. You notice things. The white guy or the white presenting guy who allegedly gave hundreds of black women, HIV, seems to have gotten less smoke than the one black man recently who was accused falsely of giving one black woman HIV recently. Apparently, this guy was going to kill himself. I'm not going to lie. I believed it. I believed it. I actually wanted to believe it because I always think it's based. I thought the white guy was based too. It's always based to me when guys just go around giving women STDs, but that's just me being an incel psychopath or whatever, I guess. So I actually believed the story, but the story was not real. Turned out to be real, and that's not a surprise because everybody was demonizing him. Oh, everybody was dragging him. You're a piece of shit. He was going to kill himself, like I said. Apparently, he had people showing up to his house, threatening his life. You know how it is. You know how normies get. Anytime they got an opportunity to virtual signal. But like I said, when it's time to lynch a black man, everybody leaps out of their seat. They can't wait to play their role. They got all their lines rehearsed and memorized, and but if Josh Giddey is accused of fucking an underage girl, then who cares, man? He's a white Chad, bro. Leave him alone, bro. Shit just happens, bro. How old is 15 really? Like the Dave Chappelle joke. How old is 15 really? That was a good one. Yeah. It's like, how exactly is a heterosexual sub-Chad man supposed to enjoy living in a world like this? Can you guys tell me? I bet you can't. I bet you can't. I bet you can't tell me. I'm gonna put my glasses on. I haven't had my glasses on. I can hardly even read the shit that I'm looking at on my screen. I'm going off cuff too a lot. I'm trying to keep the shit spontaneous, but at the same time, I just naturally always have shit written down, like Cat Williams or something. Try to kill this mosquito. Hold on. I think I got it. I might have gotten it. I don't know. I don't see any blood. Turn into a savage when it comes to these motherfuckers. Fucking biting me, making me itch all over my legs and shit. They like that alcoholic Negro blood. They actually do like alcoholics. Because we breathe more. We just breathe more, and we like hyperventilate low key. It's the human breath that they're attracted to. Of course, they have to have some signal to. But anyway, this ain't the Discovery Channel. But all right. What was I saying? I can't even fucking remember at this point. Yeah, how old is 15 really? Dave Chappelle. Heterosexual men, we can't enjoy this world. You have to be a submissive cuck. You pretty much have to be, and this is why I lock myself in the room all day. I really have no desire to exist in a society like this, much less interact with the agents of that society, of that system, which is pretty much everybody, man. It's like 99% of people. Agent Smith or whatever. I have more respect for the average homeless man than I do for the average plugged-in normie or woman. Same thing, really. Women would rather be boss babes in an eroding society than submissive wives in a functional society. Have you not known this to be true as you listen to this video? My policy, guys, is that shitty people are just shitty. And it's not your job to fix them, reform them, save them, etc. It's not your job to forgive them. I'm really trying to adapt to this mentality, like a New Year's resolution. It's not your job to forgive them. Let God forgive them. There's a certain level of arrogance in that, isn't there, when people think that they can redeem or reform other people? It's not your job. It's not Mark Lada's job to save those people on soft white underbelly. Men who think that they can fix modern women. It's not Donovan Sharp's job to tell young women to get married when they're still young. They won't listen anyways. But hey, I guess the red pillars make money off of it. It's that 10%er mentality at like the 5% nation, you know. They know the truth, but they realize that it's a lost cause, so you might as well just cash out on the collapse. You know, these red pillars, they pretend like they're trying to keep women, they're trying to keep these girls off OnlyFans, but in reality, these red pill table talk style shows, they're just advertisements for her OnlyFans. Why do you think the OnlyFans girls go on there? The guys in the chat talk shit about her and they go and subscribe to her page and give her money and offer to fly her out and all that shit. They slide in her DMs. Hey babe, I got a suite. I got a suite at Turks and Caicos. I got a hotel room, babe. You wanna come? It's sad. It's really sad, but this is what happens when you live in a black pill reality. Wow, it's almost like the black pill is true. This is exactly what's supposed to happen in a black pill reality. Is what's already happening. It's almost like we're telling the truth or something. Isn't that crazy? You know, isn't that fucking crazy? Yeah. Anyway. The fuck? Okay. Yeah. And if you notice with the OnlyFans girl, they're always looking for absolution rather than advising younger girls to not do the shit that they do or that they've done. It's always, yeah, I did this, but people shouldn't look at me any different. It's funny how women always want the fuck shit that they've done in their past to be ignored, but they don't. They don't want people to be judgmental. Meanwhile, they are the most judgmental and superficial people. They actually want the world to get to a point where OnlyFans is normal. And every kid's mom, like I said, and every kid's mom in the class is on OnlyFans, so none of the kids can single each other out and make fun of each other. That's the point that they wanted to get to. And this is why women should not have rights. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Everyone knows it though. Even women know this. I promise you, women know deep down that they shouldn't have rights. I promise you they know this. Aside from maybe the most basic ones, most basic rights, like the right to breathe and drink water and, basic shit. Very, very few women are sentient enough creatures that they deserve rights, in my opinion. And yes, frankly, a lot of men too. But it's like, it's whatever, man. I'm Team Illuminati, like I said, at this point. I really don't give a shit. Normies prove time and time again they are not worthy. So it's like, you eventually just realize, what, the Illuminati is like the right thing. You can't help people who don't want help. You can't change people who don't want change. It's questionable whether normies or women even have the mental agency or capacity to be anything other than what they are. Modern women want to be queens of the ashes, like they said in Game of Thrones. Or King of the Ashes, but whatever. I'm going to say Queen of the Ashes. They'd rather rule over the ashes of a raised society than be second place to a man or even equal. It's obviously total supremacy that they want. Even when they get that, it's not enough because they're termites. So what's the solution? Obviously the exact opposite of what they seem to want. You know, in other words, lock them up. Lock them up, chained, whipped, like I like to say. You know, obviously, they don't want equality. They don't actually want that. It couldn't be more obvious. So, because equality, so-called equality, defaults to female supremacy. They already have so many advantages over men. It was never so-called equality that they wanted or even needed. It's like imagine Jews saying, "We need equality. We're only 2% of the population. We need more Jewish athletes. And we need bagels. They don't serve bagels in the cafeteria at the gymnasium. And we need more gefilte fish and lox and bread and pudding." It's like, come on, really? Wouldn't that be so ridiculous? That's the same thing as what women do. Um. So yeah, I'm about to get banned. That's why I don't even. YouTube is letting me exist for the time being. But anyway, it's like, yeah. What happens when you dish out these unflattering truths about the effeminate? People liken you to women. They which is funny. They accuse you of being gay, which they only use that. I always talk about that. They only use that canard against people that they know aren't gay, people that they know aren't actually like that. Because if they feel like they can get under your skin like that, I don't give a fuck. My best friend in this world was a gay man. I really don't give a fuck. So as always, they project their homophobia and all that shit onto you. I'm so secure in myself. I don't care. Like I don't care. Like the fuck. Maybe I am gay. Maybe I do like a little penis on the side. It's like the fuck. I don't care, nigga. Like I know what I am. That's all that matters. But it's like when you make those sorts of when you cast those sorts of aspersions, it's like you might as well say, "Oh, you're like a Jew. Oh, you're like a rich person." I should fucking hope. I should fucking hope that my behavior is akin to the ruling classes of society and not some slavish drone. I should fucking hope. Because if you think about it, it's the masculine people on the spectrum who are the biggest slaves a lot of the times. Or, not autistically masculine, but like normie masculine, if that even makes sense. Um, if you know, you know. It makes sense to people who know. But it's like it's not even a proper insult or ad hominem. Because anytime normies and bitches describe what a real, quote unquote, real man is, they describe a slave. They describe a simp. A real man provides and protects for his woman. It's like, for his woman. A real man provides and protects for what? For what? For who? They're talking about modern women? Are you crazy? Fucking clowns. Men deserve to be exploited, frankly. Most men don't even have the balls to even try to live authentically. They just do whatever gynocracy demands of them to do. The biggest NPC drones tend to be the most judgmental, as if they have the fucking answers. I'd rather make $100 a month doing this than $10,000 being a corporate drone. This is so much better, and it's so much more liberating. And I know I'm not compromising myself at all. And I'm going to get into that. Because a lot of you guys think that, if I get a record deal, or if you work for some corporation, it's just kind of the same thing. But, yeah. The person dropping the most facts with data, statistics, and so on to back it up, that's the person that people don't like and that they question the most. I've been kind of talking about this here and there. The people who don't give a shit about data are the ones who try to make themselves appear as if they do. But people who actually care about it understand that you can't make an argument completely based on data because and objectivity. Because first of all, no one actually cares about that shit. They just pretend to. It's a supplement at best to what you're already saying. I remember I don't know if I think I mentioned this before, but I catfished a woman and I inadvertently make it made an emotional argument. Like I inadvertently appealed to her emotions, and that was the point. None of the logical arguments I was making worked. But when I was eventually like, well, I have a real profile on Bumble or Tinder as well, and I don't get any matches there. And she started feeling, oh my god, yeah, you know what? That actually makes sense. Yeah, looks do matter. And I'm like, yeah, I've been saying that's, but the logical argument didn't work when when I inadvertently made the appeal to her emotions. That's when she started agreeing with me. So it's just funny like that. But yeah, man, I don't care. I don't care. Philosophy, ideology, like the locus of where a person's ideas come from, that means way more than data. I want to say, I think Nietzsche, I kind of talked about this, but some philosophers said that already. Like, yeah, people don't care about anything outside of their individual perception of reality. You know, they go by their feelings first, and they figure out the data and science that matches their beliefs, and they ignore everything else. You know, but it's like it doesn't seem discourse. It doesn't seem like it always worked this way. Normies made it like this to where do you have a study for that? Can you prove that with science? And like, I call them fake logicians. They don't really care about this shit. So it's like, why do we even, you know? And the funny thing is, to me, I've never been the data guy. It's like I said, if you watch old debates, people never used to do that shit really because they knew how to just have a fucking human conversation. They don't have data 99% of the time. They just have basic sense. You know, that shit is a deflectionary tactic. And the person asking for the data never has data to show you. They never have a single fucking piece of data to show you. And that's the part that I don't like because that means it's a double standard. That means it's a double standard and, like I said, a deflectionary tactic. You have to prove beyond all reasonable doubt, or all doubt, not even reasonable, because obviously there's no reason involved in this shit. You have to prove beyond all doubt that what you're saying is true. They don't feel like they have to prove shit to you. Again, isn't that fucked up? Isn't that fucked up? That's why I don't like having conversations with most people. And then it's like when they do actually present some kind of data to you or whatever, they can't even properly interpret the data because they don't have basic sense. Again, going back to basic sense. I got into it with this stupid female not too long ago. And, I don't get too aggravated about this shit. I know when I'm talking to a stupid person. And so I go out of my way like not to let their stupid shit get to me. And she's saying that 60 to 70K is the average income for a man. And there's a part of me that knows that that's not true. What I know to be true is it's more like 38K. And then I come to find out that the numbers that she's using come from men who are married. It comes from men who are married. And it's like, no shit, married men make more money. Most men need to buy their way into marriage. It's like and they have to keep producing because it's a hamster wheel to keep the vagina around, which is a depreciating asset to begin with. To keep his wife or whatever from leaving and taking everything. She's complaining about the men in the dating market using data for men who are married. And this, my friends, is why my New Year's resolution was to stop entertaining conversations with stupid people. And I've already talked about numerous times the whole, oh, the sample size is too small, when they don't even know the sample size and they'll tell you the sample size is too small. It's like, come on, man. Clown world. Clown fucking world. But anyways, that's enough on that bullshit. Um, yeah, man. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I had this written here, but I've had people write to me over the years. You know, and it's a black pill. It's actually a black pill because it's like a lot of the times I think it might be a chick, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get some pussy for once. Which, of course, that's not the reason I make this content, but if it happens, shit, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I don't want to get pussy from having a YouTube channel. Um, it'll, a lot of times it'll just be like some gay guy, you know. A lot of times I'm just like, oh damn. It'll be like one of these weird gay dudes, or like, what's the word? Androphilic, I guess would be the word. So that's a black pill, and that's one thing. If you're gonna make your own channel, you gotta know that. If you're a sub chat guy, you know some gay dude is gonna come. Some gay dudes will come. Gay dudes will come. It'll be like, you know, or like quasi gay. I don't know, or androphilic, like I said. But anyway, um, let me see. Yeah, but you don't have the looks. You don't have the looks for women to be in your DMs, though. I mean, I certainly don't. Look how long I've been doing this. look how look how long I've been making content, and not a single chick. Well, there was like one chick in the very beginning. I was like, "Do you want to collaborate together?" But she pretty much disappeared. Um, when I was first starting off, and I was open to that sort of thing. I'm not really open to it now, but yeah, she just disappeared. Um, I guess she got scared. You know how women are.
Oh my God! He said that the patriarchy,
Dumb shit.
he doesn't like Joe Biden.
Like stupid shit like that. Um, even the red pill. I don't even like the red pill really. But, so yeah. I don't like the offerings. I don't like the offerings of the world in general. I don't eat the food that's put in front of me. But hey, like I say, what happens when you don't want to eat the food? They try to force it down your throat. They don't just give up. They don't just say, "Oh, he doesn't want it." Like, nope, nope. They try to jam. They take it in their fist and they jam it down your fucking throat. It's like when my ex used to bring me food, and then she'd get mad when I didn't eat the food. I'm like, I don't even eat like that. Like even if I made this food, even if I made this food, I don't eat the way that you want me to eat. I'm not gonna eat the exact amount of food that you need me to eat every single. It's like, come on, man. What do you think this is? Like, save the rest for later. Like, is that so inconceivable to you that I'm not just gonna gorge down every fucking thing that you put in front of my face? It's like I made Cajun chicken cream pasta. It's like you think I just ate it all at once? No, nope. I already had chicken, so I actually had double the chicken. So I'm eating this shit for 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days I'm eating this shit. That's how long it's lasting. But anyway, and I freeze my pasta because the pasta does go bad. And I cooked the chicken in two batches. So I cooked some, and then I waited, 2 3 days. I cooked the other batch. You gotta be smart. You gotta be smart, yeah, especially if you want to eat good. But anyway, I got completely off track. I got completely off track. But yeah. So anyway, being an incel is like hell. Being Chad is like heaven. Being a failed normie is purgatory. And the ambiguity of it all, of purgatory, that's what sucks. That's what sucks. I've seen other people kind of say this too. I've been saying this for many years now. This is one of the earliest things I've said on my channel. But when I started making content, but it's like, yeah, you could graze the edges of heaven if you really try super hard, like a lot of normies do. But most of us just gradually descend into hell, like Al Bundy. You stop caring. You know you'll never hit the same peaks that you had when you were young. You develop a bare belly or a dad bod, as these lying whores like to say.
Oh, I like a dad bod. Who needs abs, am I right? Haha.
It's like, if you really felt that way, would you really need to say that? Would you really need to say that? If there's one if there's one lesson to be learned from successful and happy people, is that they tend to be pretty quiet and humble. Success is quiet and failure is loud. Racists think that because black activists and leftists are loud, this somehow translates into black privilege. Black people hear the same grifters and idiots talking and they think that this somehow equates to something actually being done to improve the black condition. But in reality, all that talk is just proof of how much black people are failing as a group. They give black leaders a loudspeaker so they can keep everyone distracted while the Jews collect. And they say, hey guys, I just built a museum. Hey guys, I'm building a school. Wow, how revolutionary. This is really gonna move the needle for black people, y'all. Hit the Cash App, hit that Cash App. Y'all motherfuckers better hit that Cash App before I turn this motherfucker off. It's like they always they literally threaten their viewers, man. It's like, if I don't got 5,000 likes in the next 30 seconds, I'm cutting this motherfucker off. It's like, damn, is it that serious though? Is it actually that serious? But hey, that's crazy. That's crazy that someone like me, who doesn't even, who actually, I could argue I need money certainly more so than these kinds of people, and yet I'm not the one begging. Isn't that strange? That's very strange. But hey, what do I know? I'm just an alcoholic. Anyways, moving on. Somebody said, oh, you like the Nation of Islam somewhat. He's like, oh, you like the Nation of Islam, but Arabs hate blacks. And they were more harsh to blacks than white people, and they used to cut niggas' dicks off, and the slave trade that they had was worse. And yeah, okay. So, so by that logic, I should hate white people too. It's like, why can't I hate both at the same time? This guy is trying to convince me to hate Arabs but love white people. Why should I like either of those groups? Can you explain that to me as a black man? If your justification for me hating Arabs is, oh, they used to enslave black men and chop their dicks off. So I shouldn't hate white people then? Where's the logic with these motherfuckers, man? I can hate both at the same time. But heterosexual black males, like I always say, don't have allies. Not Arabs, not whites, not black women, of course. Not most black men. Most black men are obviously simps and slaves to the gynocracy and all that shit. To black women, who are in turn slaves to whites and non-blacks and the system itself. You can't name a single group that is explicitly for us, not in their speech but in their actions, aside from maybe the black manosphere, which even that has a lot of crabs in the bucket, as they say. Black Lives Matter obviously doesn't count. I'm not going to go into that for the umpteenth time. Even the Nation of Islam is questionable. Farrakhan's dad was a white man. A lot of people don't really know that kind of shit. They worship a white man named W.D. Fard. Wallace something Muhammad or whatever his full name is. W.D. Fard is like the short version. That's their Jesus. They literally have holidays around him. They allegedly sold a piece of the Nation of Islam to Scientologists, who everyone knows are anti-black, just like the Mormons. And it's like, there's a whole thing. There's a whole history there that you can get into. It's like, they eventually let black people in, but that was only because manipulation. Apparently Mormons, and it's probably the same for Scientologists. Those are like the most. I want to say they have a very high hiring rate when it comes to feds, when it comes to United States federal agents, because they consider the United States to be their holy land and all this kind of stuff. So it's like, of course, they're going to be loyal to America and all this kind of stuff, and to the establishment here. But that's what I heard. I can't remember where I heard that actually. But yeah. Pretty much all the leaders of the Nation of Islam are like simps to an extent, which is a big problem among so-called black leadership. One of the biggest guys in the Nation of Islam almost got beat to death, according to him, trying to defend some woman from Pookie. And of course, the woman was allegedly the one who got mad when he started defending her, and she came at him with a knife. Surprise, surprise. It's like, how dare you protect me from my foreplay session with Pookie and Ray Ray? This is what they like to simp for. It's like, come on, man. And I saw a retard say that slavery multiplied the black population and therefore slavery was not that bad. According to that logic, the Great Replacement is real. I'm sure someone who says that believes that the Great Replacement is real, or whether they have the balls to say so publicly or not. So if that's real, so therefore, the natural solution for white people would be for white people to become slaves. So why don't you advocate for that? Since, well, according to you, slavery explodes the population. It's just like that dumbass grifter Pearl, who says slavery wasn't that bad. I can't really do a good impression. I don't know, man. I think there's an argument somewhat, because most people in general are sheep, of course. That does include black people, of course. All the rebellious black people pretty much killed themselves, or they fought back and died. People think every white person was a slave master, but it's like, not really. Most white people were pretty much working slaves too, but they were given the cope of, hey, at least you're not a nigger. It's like, you're working 20 hours a day, but hey, at least you're not a nigger. And that's how the elite kept the pyramid intact. The pyramid structure. Just pearly things could volunteer to be a slave just to make her point. I volunteered to be a black man's slave for a week. You mean to tell me that video wouldn't go ultra viral? Obviously, that is a viral video just waiting to happen. And let's face it, that's what she wants, anyways. I mean, come on. We see the kinds of guys that she dates. But isn't that funny? This bitch, who is obviously a grifter, she would never do an easy viral video like that. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be because slavery is not actually a good thing? And you're just a lying piece of shit? Could that be it? I don't know. I guess it remains to be seen. Huh? I get it could even be like one of those mainstream conservative things where they're like, "Hey guys, I became fat on purpose, and then I lost all the weight in 6 months. You see, you fat piece of shit. You see, being fat is a choice." These people are kind of sadistic, low key. You know, they're like bullies. But it's like, you know how insulted I would feel if some normie told me, "Bro, I could drink an entire bottle of wine and not become an alcoholic." It's like, man, shut the fuck up. It's not that simple. You shouldn't judge people for their cope of choice. That's just what works for them. You know, like I was saying with the 40 ounce and the black woman earlier. You know, she at least knew, she at least recognized, yeah, that's just his thing. That's just his thing. You know, like low key, she's kind of like, yeah, that's his thing. That's what he needs to get by or whatever. You know, women, yeah, they have their moments. They have their moments. but but it's like sometimes I wonder if they're even sentient creatures. You know, I saw a Tinder profile. I think I mentioned this before, and she's like, "Yeah, I think I mentioned this in a recent video." You know, in my comeback season or whatever, and she's like, "Most of my communication is just me saying what." That's it. That's it. And I've seen that. I've experienced this in real life where that's it's like these. I don't know. It's like there's a serious mental deterioration that you're seeing with Generation Z and even a lot of millennials. I don't know if it's something in the water, in the food. I don't know if it's the drugs. I don't know if it's social media. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe a combination of all these things. But their attention span, it's like they don't. It's like there's no soul. They don't have souls. But it's like, but you realize they do. They do because the moment that they see their favorite celebrity or something, it's a different story. They're all of a sudden they have a soul. Now all of a sudden they're attentive and they're listening and they're active and they're so that's fucking sad. That is fucking sad. But hey, whatever. Um, yeah, but yeah, hey, this is what happens when females are quote unquote free. It's like, what are they free? Free to do what exactly? You know, why would you free the lunatics and psychopaths of society? Free? What are you freeing them to do? What are you freeing them to do? Why are you making them the heads of households? Why else if not to destroy society and to destroy people's souls? More importantly, you know. But hey, like I said, what do I know? I'm just an alcoholic. I'm just a guy who drinks all day. I mean, I don't know anything. This video is made for entertainment purposes only. You can't take anything in this video seriously. I mean, I'm just joking, you know. Um, yeah, a dog or a toddler doesn't know the reason that they're cranky and irritable. You know, they don't know that. It could be because they didn't have a nap. Because it could be because they're hungry or whatever. That's women. You know, a woman needs to shit. She needs to eat. She needs to fuck. She needs to drink. She can't articulate. A lot of them need drugs, of course. She can't articulate that due to political correctness and her own inherent cowardice. They don't communicate directly. When's the last time you had a donkey just walk up to you? Hello, human. I'm hungry. Can I perhaps bother you for some morsels of nourishment? So it is with axe wounds. So it is with gashes. also known as women. They do everything but tell you what the actual problem is. And for that reason, I can't fuck with them. I can't fuck with them. I can fuck with them, but I can't fuck with them. They're too retarded, man. Patrice O'Neal was great when he said that, and I reinvented his joke a little bit, but he's like, see, this is how jokes get stolen, right? But he's like, bitches are lovable, fuckable, leavable, but not likable. They're not likable people, and that's what they want most, to be liked. I think. Men want to be respected, and I think women want to be liked, but they're just not likable people. Sorry, hate to break it to you, bitch. Like, it's just, you know. And I'm gonna get out of character a little bit, but I'm gonna take the women's side a little bit, because it's like, how can you as a woman possibly respect a man? And they say this kind of thing themselves. But it's like, how can you possibly respect a man who makes less than $1 million a year, is below 6 feet, ugly, short, bald, old, black, autistic? Sure, we can throw that in there. Small penis. Like, that's not even a man to women. That's not a man. Not to them. Certainly not to them. Not to most men. Because, women determine everything. So, if women don't think it's a man, then men don't think either. That's a female friend. There's even a joke. Women had a joke where it's like, what do you call a guy below 6 feet? A friend. So they say this shit themselves. And then they pretend like, oh, my, I'm just joking. It just happens that every guy I've ever dated is 6 feet, and then 6'3", and that's just a coincidence, surely. But it's like their dad. That's the funny thing, is that your father, as a female, is all of those things, and you don't respect him at all. Even when their father isn't those things, they don't respect him. So it's like, of course they don't respect us if they don't even respect their fathers. I remember I asked this chick a good question, if I say so myself. She was an overweight black girl, and I was like, what does your father look like? And she's like, me and my dad look just alike. And I was like, would you date a guy who looks like your dad? And I mean, you guys, you guys already know the answer to that question. You already know the answer to that question. So, yeah. I say all that to say that is pretty much how men feel about women. It's like, how can I like you when your entire life... Whitney Cummings had a great joke about this. How can I like you when your entire life you've gone by on the fact that you are a somewhat decent looking woman? You've never had to be anything else. You never had to cultivate any skills outside of just being a woman and just being there, because men are simps, and they'll take care. Once you're a woman, men will take care of everything else for you. The world will take care of everything else for you. And it's like, women say, how can I respect you when I have a gay Chad bestie who's 6'5", and he works as a model, and he worships the ground that I walk on. So there's pretty much a female equivalent to that. How can I respect you when I have rich Chads from all over the world in my DMs, and they're offering to fly me out? How can I respect you when I don't respect my father, who's actually better looking than you are? That's women in a nutshell. And that's how you end up with old women complaining about the light from your house shining into her house. I think I talked about this before, but there's that stupid video where she's, the black guy's like, the old white woman. She had to be in like her 80s, and she's like, your light is shining in my door, and it's like, it's so obvious this bitch just wants attention. And the black man was so patient with her, like, because of course he has to be. She's higher up on the genetics-based caste system, than he is. So he's being all nice. He's like, if you want to come over for dinner sometime, you can. And of course, all the normies are like,
Oh my God, you were so nice. That was so lovely. That was such a wonderful interaction.
when in reality, the black man should just slap the shit out of her and said, don't you dare, don't you dare come up on my porch again, bitch. That's what he really should have did. But we live in this cuck society, where white women get to do that shit, and they know they do, even well into their old age. Your light is shining into my window. In reality, she just wants some attention from a man. That's it. That's it. You know, that's it. They can never actually tell you what they actually want. They gotta be annoying about it. But yeah, man. Yeah. And her vote counts just as much as your vote. It actually counts more. Her life is worth more than yours, according to society, not me. I didn't make the rules. I just look at the rules. I just read the rule book. I don't actually make these rules. Just for the record, people always want to shoot the messenger. The cops will come to help her faster than they'll come to help you. Am I wrong? Wrong or right? But anyways, uh, and just turned out to be so much longer than I thought. But I'll take another break here, and I think I'll try to wrap this up in maybe like the next 30 minutes. Yeah. I was just laughing because I was kind of listening back. I was kind of playing some of the video back. And I was like, I'm not, this shit is not funny when I'm saying it, but I play it back and I'm like, this shit is really funny. I'm just like laughing at the shit that I'm saying. I was like, damn, I don't want to make the shit, this shit too long. This shit is longer than I thought, but it's what women say about my cock. But no, I'm just kidding. I wish, I wish. Like, oh my god, obsidian pill. This is too big. It's too long for me. I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't take this cock. Um, yeah, man. Um, wow. Actually, I was thinking that's actually a really good way for a woman to get out of sex if she doesn't want to have sex. Just be like, I'm sorry, it's just too big. I've only had 3 inches, and that's the biggest I've ever had. So it's too much for me. I'm sorry, but you can't say I have a small vagina. I can't. You can't say that because if you say you have a small vagina, then he's gonna want it more. You gotta be like, I'm sorry. I just want to look at it. That's all. I just want to look at it. Can I just look at it? That's all. It's just too big for me. It's like, of course, every guy wants that. You don't even you kind of as you get older, you don't even want the sex. You're just like you just want to know that you have a big dick. That's all. That's all. You don't even want the damn sex. I would be more satisfied if a woman was just like, it's too big, and I was like, all right, fine. Rather than actually having sex with like a small penis. Like I would prefer that. I would prefer she's just like, it's too big. It's too big. Let's just watch a movie or something. Or smoke weed. Oh man, damn, that's a bad sign. I guess I should stop drinking so I can get my sex drive back up and just be a normal human being again. You know. Yeah. But yeah, man. Anyway, let's see. Damn. Yeah, I said I was gonna wrap this up. That's what I was gonna do. Just like I wrap up my big fat cock. All right, let me stop. Let me stop with the bullshit. I've just been really into the dick pill lately, I guess. But let's wrap this up. I lost my place again. Isn't that terrific? But yeah, man. Lost my place. All right. Okay, here we are. So, something I'm noticing, of course, I did want to talk about this. The delineation with the foundational Black Americans, the Black people who originate more or less in America. They did not immigrate from anywhere else. They came here on the slave ships and things like that. They were, they were pretty much born and bred in this country. They're a unique lineage with various subgroups. To my knowledge, like I want to say like the Gullah Geechee and stuff like that. A lot of people probably overlook the mixing with Native Americans too. That's supposed to be some kind of a thing. That's probably why a lot of Black people are saying that the Black Americans are actually Native Americans. I don't know. I kind of question that part a little bit, but it can all be very confusing, and it honestly feels like somewhat of a distraction. I'm not gonna lie, like divide and conquer. But this is why I always say that race is bullshit. It's arbitrary, because as I get older, I realize, you ain't black, like Joe Biden said. But when life makes you a nigger, make a niggerade. I don't know what to tell you. They say that the average Black American has 24% European heritage. It's no surprise because Black women, just like a lot of non-white women, even historically, they worship white skin, and then they try to gaslight Black men as if we're the ones who are like that, and then they try to gaslight and say, "Oh, the white men were just raping us. They were just raping us, and the Black men couldn't protect us. The indigenous men could." Killers of the flower moon. Killers of the flower moon. Let's face it, that shit wasn't rape a lot of the times. I think there's always rape. There's always some rape, right? That's just normal. You gotta have at least some rape. You can't have a society without a little bit of rape. I think it's over exaggerated. I think it's female hypo agency at its finest. I think a lot of these women, when they saw Europeans and they saw the light skin and the blue eyes and the blonde hair, and when they saw that, they threw themselves at those men. How do I know this? Because that's what they do today. It's Occam's razor, man. Occam's razor. That's what what do they say? They say the best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. Okay, so if that's true, then the opposite also has to be true. The best indicator of past behavior is current behavior. Again, simple. The simple thing tends to be the most true. So, it does like this whole delineation, FBA, and all these different sorts of Black people. And it does feel like divide and conquer. And these women try to gaslight us as if we're the ones who are white worshippers, but in reality, Black men are proven to have the lowest racial preferences of any group when it comes to dating. Like I said, every other group projects their racism and colorism onto us, including Black male simps, and apparently we're supposed to just take that. When in reality, Black men, especially accomplished, intelligent Black men, they just go where they feel appreciated. The whole spiel of go where you're appreciated is also projection, because it's not, it's mostly black women who say that because they're too disingenuous to admit that they are most appreciated by black men. Again, this is clearly true. Clearly true. Most men, again, if you look at the statistic, they rate black women very low. The only men who don't really do that, black men. Black men marry black women, of course, at the highest clip. So, I don't know, man. Again, like I said, people don't really care about data, so whatever. Whatever. It's not really true the other way around. Like, as a black man, you're not especially appreciated at home with your own women. You are shat on. Like, they are some of the people who shit on us the most. So, again, I think any truthful person knows that I'm speaking the truth. I'm not just talking out of my ass here. But, yeah. The fact that people can arbitrarily decide who's black and who's white is why race is not something that is to be taken seriously. Genetics is probably the only thing that you can't really mess with because your genetics are what they are. People decide what your race and your color is based on how much they like or don't like you, what nationality you are, what is your ideology, things like that. I've seen black people say, black Americans are black, white people are white. No, black Americans are black and everybody else is white. Indians, Arabs, etc., Asians, etc. And it's like, okay, you're clearly drawing a line in the sand. I'm not saying the line shouldn't be there, but that's ridiculous. To just say everybody aside from black Americans is black, that's weird. I heard some caller on Fresh and Fit say that both Fresh and Fit are not black because Fit, also known as Myron, is from Sudan and Fresh is from Barbados. Fresh is Bayesian, Myron is Sudanese. I've heard people say Ethiopians are not black. So essentially what they're saying is that brown people from Africa are not black. Okay, interesting. Again, weird. It's weird. And again, like I say, race is arbitrary. It just proves my point. It just proves my point when people say shit like this. Fresh obviously has West African genetics. But anyway, so Tiger Woods was anything but black when non-black people like Tiger Woods. And he was winning tournaments, like I always say, and he was dominating golf and all that. But the moment he got caught up in that scandal with his white wife, he became a nigga. He became a nigga. You know, and I'm kind of being sensationalistic with that, you know. But yeah, people do play games like that. When Kamala Harris wants to get elected, then she's black. When she's pandering to black normies, she's black. When she's at dinner parties, eating deviled eggs and hors d'oeuvres with mayonnaise and all this white people shit, not so much. Judge Joe Brown just released something showing that her birth certificate actually lists her as Caucasian. And again, I just saw that on Twitter. I'm not a journalist. I don't have a tendency to really dig into this kind of stuff. I do pretty much trust Judge Joe Brown as a source of information. But yeah, apparently that is the case. Yeah. You know, when she's eating those hors d'oeuvres and deviled eggs and shit, she's probably not talking about how much she loves Tupac and hot sauce, and she has hot sauce in her bag, you know, Hillary Clinton. Probably not, right? You know, there's a scene in Boardwalk Empire where it kind of shows like how politicians play both races of black and white. But it's a great scene where he's talking to the white audience and then it transitions right to the black audience. That was a great scene. It's pretty funny. But I think that was in like the first season of the show. But yeah, I really think race was invented ironically for racist reasons, because you notice anytime a black person does something good, even by other black people, they kind of lose their identity as a black person. People take it from them. But if a white person does something bad, then it's like, oh, that's just one person. They're not all bad. Or it's just completely ignored. Completely ignored. Like how many I see so many cases of criminals and white criminals, and but it's like it's never like an indictment against all of them. War, even war, which is like war is probably the single most catastrophic loss of human life and brutality. But for all the wars, nobody ever says, you know what, white people are evil. Like, but one random nigga shits in a bag, takes a shit in a plastic bag and throws it on somebody, and people are like, oh my god, we gotta get rid of these people. So I don't know. I just think it's funny. But at this point, yeah, it's like one of the few percentage of blacks who does violent crime. And it's like, oh, you see on there? Like, come on, man. This is bullshit, man. This fucking game is rigged. The game is rigged. Don't play. Don't play. But, yeah. Some people genuinely think that if you're not pro-black, again, another completely arbitrarily decided thing. And if you don't look at least somewhat quote unquote black, then again, just like Joe Biden said, you ain't black. But that actually busts the door wide open. Because if that's the case, why can't you be transracial? If that's the case, why can't Rachel Dolezal be black? The transracial woman. And I speak from experience. I have met at least a few white women who are more quote unquote black than the average black girl. Why can't they be black? you know? And I think about the racial draft that Dave Chappelle had, and that skit that he had way back when, that was a funny skit. That was actually a really good skit. It was a good skit. It was a genius concept. It's like, imagine that a lot of black people want to trade Ye in the racial draft, but for who? Who do black people get in return for Ye that's actually worth the trade? What non-black person or persons is actually worth one Ye and actually fits onto the team? People don't realize how much of a how much of a black person Ye actually is, just because he likes Donald Trump and he says outlandish things sometimes, according to normies. They just don't like the way Ye plays. But if you're an actual scout, you know that Ye is a winner. Look at his PER. Look at the numbers. Look at his efficiency. You guys are so caught up in the person and how you don't like the person and how he said slavery was a choice. But it's like, it was. I made a whole video about that. That was one of my first videos. you know? So people are so caught up in bullshit. And speaking of Trump, actually, Trump is black. I've been saying that for years. I'll take Trump for Obama, actually. I'll draft Donald Trump to the blacks, send Obama to the whites where he belongs, and call it a day. Conscious black people do not fuck with Barack Obama. We don't even like Trump either when push comes to shove, but guess what? People are immature, man. Guess what? Here's the secret. You don't have to like Donald Trump, because Trump gets you closer to victory than Obama, in my estimation. He fits the team better. You don't have to like Kobe Bryant. You don't have to like Michael Jordan. They're both assholes. But guess what? You're going to win more games with them on your team. So you got to ask yourself at some point, do you want to win games? Or do you want to have pleasant interactions with people like a bitch? I don't know about you. I want to win fucking games. That's my mentality. And that's why, with the first pick of the Negro draft, I take Donald Trump. I take Donald Trump, send Obama to the blacks. Send Obama to the whites. And we'll leave it at that. But anyway, it's funny. It's funny that that how the same black people talking shit about people like me and the Tommy Sotomayors of the world and so on are starting to realize that Biden wasn't the move, which I saw that coming from a mile away. Bipartisan politics is bullshit, just for the record. But it's crazy because black people used to like Trump, like I always say, but I digress. You know, they're all Jewish puppets, so it's like, whatever. I don't care. Who cares? I'm proud to say I never had so much faith in the system that I ever voted in any election. I say that all the time. But from a cultural perspective, I would trade Trump for Obama. You know, Trump reminds me of a tacky old black person. Obama reminds me of an old bourgeois white woman. And surprise, surprise, that's who raised him. You know, I would even take Woe Vicky. She actually does seem like a decent enough female. That's not worth Ye. That's not worth Kanye. But we need more picks. We would need more picks than that because Ye is worth like 20 people. And they would have to be young so we can know that there's some upside. Well, Vicky's still pretty young, I believe. So she would be one of the picks. Ye is eventually going to lose his influence with young people. I think he already has pretty much. I would say the older generation Z people, that's kind of like the last generation that seems to really, really love Kanye West. I haven't seen anybody younger than that who's really big on him. So, anyways, that is the racial draft for you. Yeah, white people took Jeremy Meeks. They took Jeremy Meeks, but it's whatever. I guess he's kind of iffy. But he's supposed to be Hispanic or some shit. I don't know. But I think. But anyway. So somebody asked me if I saw the Justin Moan thing as I continue to wrap this video up. I don't know. I don't have much to say about it. Some things I'm just like, yeah, it might be interesting to comment on, but I don't have much to say really. You know, in my estimation, it's like, oh, he was, molested by his Illuminati father or whatever. That again, that's my guess. That wasn't actually confirmed anywhere from what I could see. And it's like he's too embarrassed to just say that, so he has to come up with some political bullshit to justify killing his dad. It's some weird shit to me. It looked fake, to be honest. It looked fake. Not that I know what a decapitated head actually would look like. I really don't. I've never seen that. It felt very Hollywood to me, though. I'm not saying I'm right. I do tend to be super skeptical about things. But, I don't know. It's not entirely believable. It seems like some white person is always killing their entire family because mom put too much mustard on the bologna sandwich or some shit. I don't know. But in reality, the reason they're killing their entire family is because their uncle molested them when they were 6 years old, but they can't say that part because it's too humiliating, I guess, embarrassing. Oftentimes it is abusive moms too. Can't overlook that part. I do watch Soft White Underbelly and Dark Black Overbelly from the Saint and the Sinner, as he calls himself. It's abusive moms a lot of the time because the woman chooses the man Even when the man is abusive, it's like she chose him. A lot of these women let their boyfriends abuse their kids. People don't talk about that enough. But yeah, yeah, man. These are the conclusions I've I've come to at this age. I'm 33 years old. That's basically 66 for everybody else. It takes the average person about 30 to 40 years, in my estimation, to realize that life is really not worth living. Privilege makes things a little bit easier and more tolerable, but I've been like this from childhood. I can't feel normal feelings. I need the shit injected directly into my body, and that's why I want to do drugs, frankly. And it's like, hey, if you want to do fentanyl, hit me up. I'll do fentanyl with you or whatever your drug of choice is. I don't really care for weed at this point, unless it's the stickiest of the icky. I don't really care. Unless it's the boogiest of the oogiest. And it's like, no, I'm not a fed or a cop. But I can see how people would think that, though. It's like, yeah, I want to be on that Fenty Rihanna. That's my coinage, by the way. I just made that up, but whatever. I guess somebody else probably already thought of that. But yeah. I saw a funny quote in this Japanese game series I've been playing, the Yakuza games. Great games. I'm surprised it took me so long to play them. They are really great games. But the guy in the game was like, a real man ought to be at least a little bit stupid. And I immediately thought of the Triforce, and how courage is one of the three pieces that I came up with. It makes sense, it makes sense for a Japanese game. There's still some relics of the honor code and things like that. As fucked up as Japan is supposed to be these days. Because of the women. See, I mean, again, that's probably the elephant in the room, right? The women did it. or the men, the weak men enabled the women, like Nietzsche said. Because the women are like, who gives a fuck about honor? They don't care about that. What they care about is, I'm not physically attracted to Asian men. That's what they care about. That seems like the type of time that Asian women are on. It's pretty fucked up, isn't it? All those centuries of war and culture completely undone by the materialism and eternal treachery of women. Shit makes you wonder, what's even the point? What is even the point? Yeah. People confuse cause and effect. Guys sit in the room in the house getting drunk playing video games because there's nothing else available to them. Normies tell you to get out and socialize and to be a normie, as if that's not something that you haven't tried numerous times already. Just look at Mitten Squad. Just look at him. Alcoholic, drinks a big handle of Jameson every day, and he eventually dies from alcohol. Playing the Fallout games. Fallout, some of my favorite games. Great games if you're a drunk. Just for the record, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, 4. I didn't really like the Bethesda games. Fallout 1, 2, Wasteland 2 and 3. But normies are evil, man. They'll try to convince a guy who looks like that to keep knocking his head against the wall. Like, yeah, bro, just keep smashing your head against the wall. Eventually you'll break it, and some girl will come up from the rubble and suck your cock. It's like, what they're too immoral, dishonest, and stupid to tell you is that you'll probably get a concussion and die first. The alternatives they give you aren't any more healthy than what you've already been doing. And as a self-interested organism, like everybody else, like everything else, pretty much, every other creature, you know that. That's why you don't do it. Because nobody cares about you like you. And people think everything has to be an addiction, a malignant addiction at that. Because that's how they are, I guess. I remember watching Bill Hicks. And he's like, Yeah, some people do hard drugs and they have a great time and they laugh and that's it. People don't want you to have the thing that actually works. They don't want you to get pussy. They don't want you to drink and smoke. But 2 plus 2 is not 5. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You're almost automatically going to do the thing that works for you. Again, going back to that 40 ounce and the black woman in the store. You can't find a person whose life that I've ruined for being an alcoholic. And that's what sucks. People can try to convince you that you're this terrible person, but they can't tell you one fucking thing that you did wrong to them. They can't give you one fucking example of how you screwed them over. And that's always a red flag when people can't be specific. They're just trying to create a narrative out of nothing. But you could probably give that person plenty of examples of how they screwed you over. And that's life. It's like for especially for a schizoid or an autistic male, or it's like spectator mode. There's no room for you to join the game in Counter Strike. Nobody's giving up their spot for you, so you just sit in spectator mode, watching other people play. Even if someone finally leaves the game so you can join, you're so far behind on the scoreboard, it's not even worth trying. You know? But yeah. Damn. I feel like I've been talking for a year. Anyway, yeah, it's almost over. Whatever. I mean, my viewers are gonna love this. I hope. I think. But it's a fucking marathon video. Should have been a live stream, but yeah. I don't know if I'm ready to live stream yet. Again, I just write too much. Like by the time I'm ready to sit down and make a video, it's like I already have probably not even hours. Well, yeah, hours. Pretty much hours of content written down. So, hours worth of content and notes and shit. But yeah, whatever. That's what happens when you're a natural, I guess. But yeah, I was gonna talk about Lil Boosie and DJ Vlad, and yeah. Apparently, Vlad used to live on the exact same street where I grew up. He said that in an interview. He named the exact crossroads of the street. um, yeah, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I never saw him. Like I can say I never saw him. The timeline does seem to add up with when he was there, but I don't know. Again, I don't really know. A lot of people they just don't come outside like that or whatever. It's entirely possible that you just don't see people. All I can think of is the white guy that lived with this black woman, and that we used to trade when I was a kid. I used to trade Yu-Gi-Oh cards with him and all that shit. Me and my friend. But other than that, I didn't really see white people around like that. I guess they just kept to themselves. But they're talking about crackheads. And Boozy is funny. He's talking about crackheads with jump shots, and how crack does it fuck people up like fentanyl, and you know. And I remember in 2008, I knew these kids, these white kids from Florida, and they loved Little Boozy. This was like I want to say 2008 ish, and I was like, this dude is whack, because I didn't really like the Southern music. I still really don't really. I prefer like New York, East Coast, quote unquote East Coast rap, old school rap, not too old, like golden age, that kind of thing. And it's like I like the personality Boozy. I just never liked his music or cared enough to really listen to it. But it's like yeah, back then all these kids were trying to get me to listen to rappers they like, and and I'm like this shit is whack. Like I had a Jewish friend who like Joe Budden, and he's really the reason I even know about Joe Budden. Joe Budden does kind of deserve credit because he's like really big on the internet before it was really cool to do that. And I was kind of like that too, But I dropped the ball. Didn't capitalize enough on it. But I kind of talk about that sometimes. But yeah. So I didn't like Lil Wayne either, but Lil Wayne can rap. The bar is low these days, but I think Lil Wayne can rap. I just never really cared for his music. Kind of like Eminem. Eminem is supposed to be like a descendant of Aleister Crowley's mentor and all this shit. Or one of his mentors, Marshall Mathers the third. But anyway, so they're talking about all the crackheads that used to be in my neighborhood, and I'm sure they're still out there in some capacity. It's like it's not like drug addiction has gone anywhere; it's still there. But yeah. You're talking about drug addict couples and how these crack couples they should do counseling for other couples because they don't leave each other for shit. And that's true. I was thinking about that. I was like, I used to see this one couple when I would go to work when back when I was a normie, or not an aspiring normie, but like a quasi normie, I guess, with a job. And I would see this couple on the floor. There was like this tunnel in the subway station, you know. And the imagery was interesting because it's like everybody's just flooding this tunnel. They just got off the train. They're trying to get to work, that kind of thing. It's just like a bunch of people, hundreds of people passing through this tunnel easily during rush hour. And they're just laying there. This couple's just laying there on the floor. People passing by, you know. And and I was just like, damn, they got to be addicted to something. They got to be on something. There's couples like that, man. And they just, drug maxing is legit. Because that woman has to deny herself of all the benefits that she could get from other guys. Because whatever drug she's hooked on takes precedence over everything. That's how I feel. Like nothing else is going to work. Nothing else is going to work. I just need the good feelings injected directly into my system. Nothing else works, and even if it did, no one would give it to me. They would just keep it for themselves or give it to somebody else. You can always buy drugs, though. Drugs don't discriminate. It's exactly what they're for. Drugs are for genetic rejects and mentally ill people. They said that the world, Jesus, this is all over the place. They said that the world was going to end in 2000. If you're old enough to remember, they called it Y2K. And it's like, the thing I realized about all these doomsday predictions is that they tend to be right, just not in the way that you expect. It's like The Witcher. The prophecies tend to be true, just not in the way that you think. In 2000, high-speed internet slowly started to pop up everywhere. Social media followed not too long after that, MySpace, Facebook, etc. And they also said the world was going to end in 2012 because that's when the Mayan calendar ends. They came up with this whole spiel, right? And I think there were earthquakes on the East Coast around then. I definitely experienced some earthquakes. I don't know if it was around that time, but I do remember there was these religious groups saying that the world was going to end and the rapture is coming and all this kind of crazy shit. It's like, again, they're all right. All these doomsday predictions are right, actually. But, again, just not in the way people think. What really happened in 2012 is Tinder was released. That was the end. That was the beginning of the end, really. And even I said 2020 was going to be some crazy shit. And it's like, what happened then? Corona, TikTok, it's like things keep accelerating like this. And this, I think 2024 might be the year of artificial intelligence, the explosion of artificial intelligence. But in what way? Again, you got to think outside the box, I guess. And then you have the 2030 agenda and all that kind of stuff. You will own nothing and be happy. It's like money doesn't matter anymore. Money doesn't matter. Money was supposed to facilitate happiness, and but we can see that clearly isn't working out anymore because money was a distraction and an abstraction from what really matters. People say women want money. Wrong. Women want masculine Chad. Did you not see 50 Shades of Grey? I mean, to be fair, I didn't see it either, but like, look around, I saw a video of some prostitute of 10 years. She's 32 years old. She's been a prostitute for 10 years. I've known girls like that, actually. And she was Russian. And she's like, oh, the wall isn't real for women. Men still beg me to kiss my feet and clean my house for me. But this woman in the video, she looks completely miserable. She's Russian, like I said. And miserable cunt, It's like you can't listen to what women say. You have to look into their eyes. Look at that 1,000-cock stare. This bitch is trying to flex, saying the wall isn't real and that men are born at the wall and all this shit. She's coping, man. She's not entirely wrong. She does have a lot of simps. Of course she does. All women do. But what incels don't understand, and black pillars, is that that's not what women want. If that was what this bitch actually wanted, she would not be on TikTok with a 1,000-cock stare after a 10-year tenure as a prostitute, bragging about that. It's like, let's face it, there's no such thing as a prostitute, a former prostitute. Because that lifestyle and fast money, instant gratification and all that, it's all very addictive to people. It's very addictive to them, So, women operate based on feelings more than anything. There's nothing that can replace the feeling of a guy who's 6'6". Sorry. I hate to break it to you. I just saw a chart that showed women's height preferences, and 6'6" was the most preferred height. The chart scaled it all the way up to 7 feet. Somehow these women found a way to prefer 6'6". Like, you can't make it up. Can't make it up. Demonic shit. Somehow 6'6". Specifically. But and obviously there was a huge gap from 6 feet to 5'11". So all the memes about height turned out to be totally true. Isn't that something? Some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's Chad. Money can't buy Chad. Chad is priceless to them, man. They even studied it. It's like I always say, women place a value of millions on a guy's looks. Millions on face, height, things like that. I personally believe that it's actually billions. And like I said, some things are priceless. Jeremy Meeks genetics is priceless to women. The truth hurts, man. The truth just hurts. Sorry. Again, don't shoot the messenger. Jeff Bezos versus DiCaprio proved this beyond a shadow of a doubt. That woman walked into there with the richest man on earth, and look how she was behaving. It's like, come on, man. The black pill is real. People don't want to believe it. My first video, the black pill is real. But anyway, this is why a lot of normies drug dealer max. Like I was saying, few things can replace the guy that supplies her with whatever her drug of choice is, whatever her high of choice is. And this is why a lot of these chicks fuck their dealers, of course. Psych Hacks, I was talking about Psych Hacks earlier. He had an interview with Soft White Underbelly. This isn't a shock to anyone who's red pilled, but he said he got way more action pussy as a theater actor than as a successful doctor making way more money. So the point is, no amount of money is going to turn sub Chad into Chad, or what women would consider to be a lame, insecure guy, into a non lame. You know, they say DJ Academics is an example of this. I don't have anything against him, but I do feel bad for him actually, because it's like he's overweight. He has a bad hairline like me. He obviously has some issues and insecurities, and that's why these women publicly disrespect and humiliate him. People might say, oh, they're just playing toxic games so they can have makeup sex or whatever. To some extent, that might be true. But I don't know, man. You can do all that without the disrespect. It's like, nah, man, these women just don't respect this guy at all. And I'm not being judgmental because I've been that guy many times. To an extent, I'm still that guy. I don't have the genetics to be anything but that guy. All I can do, because it's not like I have bad game. It's not like I don't know how to interact with or deal with women. But it's like, when you have bad genetics, really all you can do is go make towel, which is, that's a cope, as we all know. It's like all you can do is distance yourself from normies and women. That's pretty much your game as a dysgenic guy. You know, they, and just, I don't know, just hope shit falls into your lap or whatever. I don't know. You can create some sort of allure, I guess, from that. But is it enough for people to really, for women to really want to fuck with you? Nah, I don't know about that. But because it's all about looks. But yeah, all you can do is distance yourself from normies and women. They are inherently hostile. They throw stones and hide their hands. You know what I mean? This is what it is. It's what it is to be a sub chat. That's all it is, man. Um, and time only matters because women want you to know that you value your time, or how much you value it, or how little. It's a pretty good indicator of value because you can never recover time. You can't replenish that resource, which is why a lot of the things women do is to make themselves look young. That's why they hate the fact that men like these young women, and they'll call us pedophiles and all this shit. Notice they're starting to say that you're a pedophile if you date a 21-year-old. It seems like it's getting worse and worse. Like Leonardo DiCaprio and all this shit. And it's like, because, lonely, there's a lot of lonely old whores, frankly. And they're useless. But what they do know what they do know what to do is create chaos and discord and to guilt trip people. Women never lose the ability to do that regardless of how old and wrinkled their pussy is. They have grilled cheese pussy with mushrooms. All you need is tomato. She already has yeast. She already has yeast for bread. I'm pretty sure you can make bread from pussy juice because there's yeast. But I mean, hey, what do you know? Women actually are the source of life. You want some pussy bread? You want some pizza? Pussy pizza. But but yeah, that's why you can't trust them, man. They'll put shit in your food, right? And that's why you shouldn't eat pussy, because they'll let another guy nut in them. They say this shit themselves. I'm not making this up. Blah blah blah. Raven Simone is married to a white woman, and they were talking about eating each other's placenta. And I'm not a queasy person, so I don't really give a crap about feminine fluids and all that. Like the whole letting other guys nut in you part, like that's nasty. That's egregious, obviously. But either way, it's not right to subject a man to something that he didn't consent to. As much as these worthless whores talk about consent, they obviously don't care. At least not when it comes to us. And that's why You can't care about them. Not in 2024, especially, man. There's no accountability, really. But, yeah. There's a Reddit thread where a woman saw an attractive man and she said that that cured her depression. Again, guys don't know the power of Chad. She instantly realized her only purpose in life is to breed with Chad. Probably some tranny, but I mean, it is Reddit, right? But maybe some college slut, right? Women don't really have beliefs or principles or loyalty, and that's why men make better soldiers. One of the reasons, at least. We actually have beliefs and principles. Obviously we have better physical and mental capabilities, right? But it's like beliefs and principles, man. Whereas women just believe whatever's convenient in the moment for them. You shouldn't even go to college as a sub chat man, honestly, because it's literally hell. It's hell for a sub chat man or an Aspie. I spent very little time on college campuses, and it was just the worst. The environment is so detrimental to us. You got all these Beckys and Chads and athletes and all this, and they're partying, drinking, having orgies and all this shit. You're basically the only person who's actually there to be an actual human and to learn and shit. It's a sex resort for everyone else. That's obviously disastrous to your mental health. Again, just look at Mitten Squad, who I mentioned earlier, the Fallout gamer, streamer. Um, he talked about people were like, don't talk. He actually got really mad when people asked him about his college experience. Incel TV kind of talked about that. Rehab Room, as he's known now. And it's like you're in such close proximity that you're hearing people have sex through the walls and shit. It's like, and you're gonna know who it is. You know exactly who it is, unless the girl's ugly. It's like ugly girls, but even with the ugly girls, you can see who goes into whose room. Like, come on, man. Ugly girls don't really. They feel guilty, enjoying sex. Fat girls, so on. So they're pretty quiet during sex. But yeah, normies are still gonna tell you to go to university because they give you advice based on what coping normies and chads and women experience, but not what self aware, autistic sub chads experience. And the thing about America is that I don't know how other countries are, but we very much have a culture where college is just for fun and it's basically a sex resort. Like I said, it's not something to be taken seriously at all because let's face it, if you have desirable genetics, you're going to be good regardless. That's why when I was growing up, people would always be like, oh, networking. You just need to make connections in college. That's what it's all about. How do you make connections as a heterosexual black man in college? Pro tip, you don't. That's why most of us don't go to college in the first place. People operate based on incentives, and I don't know if it's most. I don't really know the statistics on that, but certainly it's a different story if you're a 6'7" athlete or a Tyrone, right? Different story. Regular black man, autistic heterosexual black man, not really. It's like, nobody, try again, nobody wants you around like that. you know. But with all that said, and this is pretty much done. This video is almost done. But it's like, with all that said, privileges and everything. I was just watching this video about Hollywood and all that bullshit, but the truth is, and he was talking about like by the truth is that was who the video was made by. The truth is, and he was talking about J. Cole and Chris Brown, and it's like you would think these kinds of guys would be in heaven, but it doesn't seem like they are. Like that whole selling the soul thing is real. I don't know how real, but at the very least, the metaphor of it is real. It's like, why does J. Cole look like a homeless, depressed Rastafarian? Why does he look like that? Why is Chris Brown depressed, saying that he wish he never sold his soul, allegedly, and all this kind of stuff? Clearly, there's more to this life than normies would like you to believe. And I've said time and time again, privilege is not a guarantee of anything. Happiness, the least of all. Peace, tranquility, more importantly. But it's like they say, more money, more problems. Um, so yeah, surely it's not a coincidence that pretty much every religion promoted the idea that the world itself is hell and the spiritual realm is heaven. I talk about prison planet theory sometimes. It's like, let's say we're all slaves to some alien race without knowing it, like donkeys or mules. What donkeys or mules are to humans. I always joke about Alex Jones being less afraid of intergalactic archons and flesh-eating lizard people than he is of Jews. Some people get to be prison wardens. Some people get to be guards. Some people even get to buy a piece of the prison itself. So I asked myself, did I actually give up on life, or did I actually just give up on prison? Some people get to be lunch ladies, contractors, delivery people, etc. Some prisoners get rewards. Actually, they get to call shots. They might think, hey, this prison thing isn't so bad. I get to be president of the book club. I get to run this gang or whatever. Some people think prison is like a vacation, some place that they can go chill out for a while, learn something, get in shape, have sex. To be honest with you, a lot of prisons look more like hotels than anything, or shit, even college. I kind of say college, or like prison is college for hood niggas. That's where they get their primary education. They get to fuck the COs. They get, like the female COs, the men. If they're so inclined, the other men. They get, they get in shape, like they get right. They get an education. They read about the law, like they get their education for the most part. It's like the military or something where they actually get some kind of structure. It's like, yeah, a lot of those dudes are fatherless homosexuals, so they do need that, I guess. Like I said, a lot of prisons look like hotels more than anything. So, you know, and I mean, the gay dude, to think about it, we already know this. Like, the gay dude, when he gets to prison, he's like, wow, I'm a faggot surrounded by men. This is what I wanted all along. But it's like, for all that, some people are just prisoners. Obsidian out.